Welcome to Mind Your Business Podcast. We're back again, Bart.
Back again.
We took a little bit of a hiatus again because there's a lot of stuff that went down.
We love hiatus.
We love the hiatus. We want the audience just to come back just craving it, right? Like, they got to crave this.
Yes.
You got to take it away from them a little bit and then give it right back to them.
Yep.
And they're like, oh. So, yeah, but we had a lot going on.
We did.
All right. We sprung forward. Okay.
Sprung forward.
Jesus rose out of the grave again.
Correct.
For Easter. Pollination hit us.
Again?
The birds and the bees.
Not again. I mean, you know what I mean. We had Easter.
Once again, Justin with his sermons there.
Yeah. Pollen has taken full effect.
Yellow cars.
Oh, man. Did you see the after it rained the other day, did you see all the yellow on the road and
Yellow
everywhere?
River.
Oh, my gosh. So if you hear me sniffling tonight, coughing tonight, that's because of my allergies. It's awful.
It's because we didn't get any snow.
That's true.
We did.
Nothing to clear there. Nothing to purify there.
Does anybody know who that voice is?
Who is that, Justin? Who is that?
That is the man himself, Keith Nelon.
Dun, 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 dun.
Keith Nelon. So we're gonna have him on. We got David Ramsey coming on a little later here in just a little bit. We're gonna have a 2-part podcast again tonight for you guys. Again, Bart, talking about Nelon-Cole, right? Talking about what all we offer, because last time we talked about the termite and pest control side of it, where a lot of people think that's all Nelon-Cole is, right?
Correct.
But there's a whole different side to Nelon-Cole that gets into moisture, gets into waterproofing, gets into the repairs, anything underneath the house that can be fixed. Nelon-Cole can help you with that, and we're going to get all into that.
What if there's dead bodies under the house?
We can remove them.
Outstanding.
We actually removed some dead deer out of people's yard the other day.
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They called him up. We sent one of our technicians, Alex. He's the man with dead deer.
Stop shop here.
I mean, we can do it all.
That's right.
So the other thing that we had going on, right, is March Madness. Alan, are you in part of March Madness? Like, do you fill out the bracket?
You know what? I admit to being intrigued, because I remember being a little kid and pulling for state in '83.
Wow.
And so I can't claim to be a big state fan, but I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
Are you pulling for them again in 24?
Absolutely. Yes.
So did you fill out a bracket?
No, sir. I wouldn't have got past round one. I don't think anybody did.
So at Nelon-Cole, we did the bracket challenge. We do it every year, the bracket challenge. We had 104, I think I sent out, 104 brackets that were filled out. And we all put some money in, and whoever comes out at the end and wins, has the most points wins the pot, wins all the money. All right? It's $900 this year. It's the biggest pot we've ever had. And here, you want to know the funny thing?
The ladies are leading the bracket.
The ladies.
The ladies.
We had one administrative assistant, Marie Lovelace. She is actually leading right now, and she has NC State.
But we should say, by the time this airs, we'll have, because I'm not going to be able to get this till next week, some of the games will already have been played.
Yeah, it'll be over. We'll have a national championship.
As of our shooting, we're at the Final Four stage.
Yes, but as it stands right now, if NC State beats Purdue in the Final Four game.
And they will.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
All us North Carolina people pulling.
There you go.
That's right.
Marie will win it. But you want to know the crazy thing? And this is how crazy brackets are, and why you don't need to know anything about basketball to fill out. Keith's daughter, Paxley,
5 years old.
5-year-old daughter, Alan,
Unbelievable.
is in second place. And if Purdue beats NC State,
she will
a
win.
5-year-old will have a start on her college fund.
I don't think
She
that's
will win
legal.
$900 by picking her bracket, and she's 5 years old.
And she actually picked a bracket. She picked a bracket.
Now I go in and say, Keith, everybody's going to say, oh, well, Keith, he's picked that bracket, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's going to say that. But
I was about to say, what criteria? Did you just go by color?
No, I just told her each team that was playing and what ranked first, second, third. I just told her the ranking, and I let her pick. Yep.
Did she get any real upsets?
Yeah.
Wow.
Look, she has
state
three
in the Final Four.
Yeah, she has 3 of the Final 4.
Yeah.
teams.
That is crazy.
If State don't win, she's probably going to win it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did she have the Tar Heels in it?
No.
She didn't have them in the Final Four.
Yeah.
She had Bama.
Yeah, she had Bama.
She actually had Bama playing Clemson in the Elite Eight game.
Yep.
Which not many people had.
No.
I mean, that's insane. That's so funny to think about.
That's exactly
like
right.
we got outdone by a 5-year-old.
Badly.
Anybody. It's anybody.
It's anybody.
Well,
It's
for the
anybody.
curious, where do you stand, Justin, in this bracket?
I am currently right now. I'm in like 7th place.
It was leading.
I was leading for a while, and a lot of people question that because I'm the one who
keeps up
with it all.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of questions going into the Sweet 16 round. Of course, the guy who's keeping up with the money and everything else, of course, he's the one leading. But that got changed real quick after the Sweet 16 because I went downhill quickly.
Actually, 7 out of the top 10 are girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
insane.
A lot of ladies leading the pack. No pun intended.
That's right.
You have
So-
to do a women's bracket next year because that's some
That's
pretty
got
intriguing
pretty exciting.
basketball.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Caitlin Clark.
She's lighting it up.
Wow.
She's killing it.
What a
Amazing.
player. Have y'all seen where the WNBA
WD-40.
Always, Alan. Come on, man. WNBA offered like what their starting salary is, what it would be for Caitlin Clark coming into the draft, right? She's obviously going to be the number 1 pick. It's some crazy, like ridiculous low amount considering it's a professional sport, right?
Right.
As you compare to men's and that kind of thing. We won't get into all of that. But did you see where Ice Cube
After $4 million.
offered her $4 million to come play in basically a guy-dominant league, but it's 3-on-3. Have y'all seen that on ESPN?
$4 million?
$4 million as opposed to like maybe $100,000, I think it was that the
Take it.
yeah.
Girl, go get your bag.
Well, she's making 3.1 mil in NIL deals right now.
now
as it is,
they're
so-
just well stay in college and make
Yeah.
an ideal now.
So she's
Make
not
much
playing
money.
for the money if she goes to WNBA.
So
Insane.
so the question is, when it comes to NIL deals, how do you guys feel about this? Because one I think it dilutes the college game because there's not much. They're still playing for money now, right?
Exactly.
But
Yep.
do you get more experience in the college game where you would have one and dones, like especially basketball, because you can't do that in football. You have to at least be a junior before you can enter into the draft. But basketball, you can play 1 year and go into the draft.
Or you could go Ignite and not even play in college.
That's true.
That's true.
So my question is, with the NIL, as far as basketball is concerned, does it make it a better product on the court? Because you got guys like RJ and Baycock who played with Carolina. Baycock was a 5-year starter.
Yeah, now he's doing tax commercials talking about managing his taxes because he's making so much money on NIL deals.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I don't like the NIL.
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
I think it's hurting the product as a whole.
I'm with Michael Jordan on the NIL. I think it kills their motivation for the future. They're getting their education, which should be the most important thing, really.
That's true.
Because who knows if they're going to be there.
Go back to your
One
classic.
injury, that's it.
Go back to your classic coaches like Dean Smith. What would he say about this?
He'd say,
He'd hate
yeah.
it. He would have hated it.
I mean, I think that's one of the reasons
Nick
you were
Saban.
talking about Nick Saban earlier off air. I think that's one of the reasons he got out of the game.
That's exactly what.
I mean, now he's going to go into broadcasting making just as much as he was without the headache.
I heard a rumor he's coming back to Bama.
Did you?
I did.
So he's not coming to Gardner Webb.
No, Gardner Webb tried. Yeah.
Gardner Webb did hire a new football coach, I believe, didn't he? No, basketball. Basketball coach. Luther is his last name, I believe. He's actually a local guy.
Lex
Martin
Luther?
Lex Luthor?
No, he's actually a local guy from
Lex Luger?
from Cleveland County.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's everybody was pretty excited about that being a hometown guy. So best of luck to him. He's got
Absolutely.
I mean, Gardner Webb was a shot away from actually playing in the championship game to get into the NCAA tournament. So they're right there on the edge again
Right.
of being good as far as making as far as good is concerned.
And
with
remember,
them.
they've been there and nearly handed it to, who was it, Kentucky?
Oh, they beat
Virginia.
Kentucky. Yeah, they beat
Virginia.
Kentucky.
Yeah, that's
You're
the
talking
game
about
I'm thinking of, where
Yeah,
they were
because
leading
they-
at halftime.
They were leading by 14 at halftime.
And as a 16 seed.
Yeah, coming right off the heels of Virginia losing the previous season to a 16 seed. So, like,
Yep.
Virginia fans were freaking out. Like, here we go again. And then they turned it
They won
around
the national
and won the
championship.
national
Bart was
championship.
thinking of when Gardner Webb went to Rupp Arena and beat them there.
Yeah, beat Kentucky.
Several years before that. Yeah.
Gardner-Webb basketball has had some big wins over the course of their history.
Really
you know,
have.
I remember the first big win they had was against. You won't think this is a big win now, but it was back then. It was like their first win over a Power 5 school, which was Colorado State. Like how big that was. Yeah. Actually, Colorado State came down here to play them, just like they would at like football, and they got paid all this money to come down here and pay in Gardner-Webb. Wound up beating them. Wow. I love it when that happens.
That's awesome.
I love it when that happens. Yep. So yeah, March Madness, crazy.
Yep.
Who you got in the Final Four? What you got? Who you got winning? Let's go ahead and get that out of the way.
Hey. I just don't think anybody's getting past UConn.
They're tough, man.
I mean, they've been blowing teams out. They haven't just been winning. They've been winning big.
30 points.
Yeah.
It's not been done in the history of the tournament.
Look what they did to Illinois.
30-0 run.
Yeah, and Illinois is a good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got UConn playing Bama. You don't think Bama can give them any type of game?
I do.
If Bama hits twice as many threes as they did against Clemson, then maybe.
Yeah.
What do you think, Keith?
I think UConn beats them.
Yeah.
At least by 10. Yeah. I think it's UConn Purdue. I'm pulling for State, but I still think it's UConn Purdue.
Yeah, that's tough. You look at State in that run, man, and you think, okay, they're playing, Texas Tech. No way. Then they get past Texas Tech, and then they play they play Oakland because Oakland got beat Kentucky.
Right.
So you're kind of saying, okay, well they can get past Oakland, and they do, but then they play Marquette, and you're like, okay, this is it. This is the end of the run. And then they beat them boys.
Right.
And then they get down at playing Duke, and you're like, okay, this is finally the luck runs out. And then they wind up winning by 12.
Yeah, dominated.
And you're like, where's this coming from? Where's this been? They lost.
It seemed closer to that, though, because that last 2 minutes lasted an hour, it seemed like.
It did.
Yeah.
This is the first time, and this tournament's had a lot of history-breaking things to happen. This is the first time in NCAA tournament history that a team that has lost 14 games has made it to the Final Four. I mean, that's just crazy.
Does anybody remember what
State hasn't been in the Final Four since '83?
I know,
and they were a low seed that year. The only reason they got in was because they won the ACC tournament. But I don't remember what their record was.
Last second slam dunk.
Yep.
Lorenzo Charles
to win.
Lorenzo Charles.
Spud
Webb.
Yep.
Again,
no, Spud Webb was later.
Wasn't he on that team? Really?
Thurl Bailey, Derek Whittenberg, Sidney Lowe, Lorenzo Charles. Yep.
I remember when we were in high school, Spud Webb came to our high school. This guy was 5'7", and he could dunk.
Yeah.
It was
insane.
he
was dunking. It was.
I think Lorenzo Charles come too, didn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Did he play pro, Spud Webb?
He did.
He did?
He played who?
He won a slam dunk contest.
He played for the Hawks.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
That's right. He did.
Yep.
He didn't. I was thinking of Muggsy Bogues as well, too.
I was too. That's who I was thinking about.
Muggs had a great career.
Muggs, yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of fun stuff. A lot of fun stuff. Columbine happened, as far as the football draft, getting people ready for that. I mean, a lot of trades, too. Crazy trades. Like, did you see the day Stephon Diggs went to the Texans? From the Bills.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Crazy stuff. David over there sitting in the corner. He's not on camera yet. He's like, I don't even know what y'all are talking about right now. That's all good.
He said he's ready to get to the meat.
We're ready to get to the meat.
He said he's ready to get to the meat.
We're going to get to the meat. We're going to get to the meat for sure. We're going to talk, like I said, first we're going to talk to you, Keith. We're going to take a little break here in just a second. Guys, I got a question for you, though. And I mentioned this question when we were going to do the podcast last week. All right? But here's the thing. Most of you guys have been married for a little while now, right? Like I'm back in the dating game, okay? Just throw it out there.
Wait, where's the button?
But here's the thing, all right? So I've been dating this girl for a little while now, okay? And I gotta know, like, because there's been some times where the nature hits, okay? And I'm not there. I'm not there with her yet.
You're not at the point where you can pass gas in front of her.
Yes. I'm not there.
Is she passing gas in front of you?
No.
Okay.
No.
It takes a few years, I believe.
Okay, that's my question. How long does it take for you guys? How long did it take for you guys to be comfortable enough to say,
What kind of?
Look, this is what the people want.
Well,
This is going to help some guy out there who's been in a relationship.
David, you sure you don't want to jump in over here?
has there been any silent but violent ones, like maybe riding down the road and just
Look.
creep one out and nobody hears
No,
it?
but there has been times where I just get up and I'm like, I gotta go I gotta go do something. I make up something. Like I gotta go
wash the dishes.
Like you need some water. You need something. Like I
Something
gotta,
noisy.
I gotta go
You
feed
gotta
the
do
dog.
something noisy.
I gotta go turn the dryer back on.
Yes.
I don't know what I do something, but I walk away.
I gotta run this model train for a while.
and don't get me even started on the you know what leads after passing gas. Okay, what is building up to that? There's no way that's happening anytime soon.
You realize she's gonna watch this, right?
Yes, I know.
I personally think,
And we've had this conversation.
I think in dating, it's a year or two. You gotta get comfortable with each other.
Yeah.
Now, once you married,
Once you're married, it's
out there.
returning
Yeah.
fire.
No.
I wake my wife and kids up at night sometimes.
I still won't
I
do
catch
anything like that.
I catch a lot of
No way.
flack from them.
A lot of black.
Yeah, I just tell them I'm
That's a-
releasing all my stuff at night,
Really?
getting all the bad out,
Getting all the demons
getting all the
out.
bad out at
Release
night.
the
That's
hounds.
right. Yeah.
I can't wait to get David in here on this conversation because you're going to answer this question too, David, when you come in here. But
He's putting his jacket on like he's about to leave.
my thing is, so y'all saying, so when you started dating your wives, it was about a year or so before
Right.
you're like, all right.
No.
Alan, what about
No, I still won't.
you? Really?
Well, now as far as
What a gentleman.
No.
now we're still as far as the bathroom, as far as number 2 goes.
Yeah.
yeah, we want that in private.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
private.
So you're like,
Yeah.
don't come in
Now
here.
the kids
leave
want to
me
come have a
alone.
conversation.
Yeah.
Ain't that crazy?
Every
having
time.
Kids?
Yeah.
Like my daughter.
My wife has to close and lock the doors because
Yeah.
she can't even, you know.
My daughter, Lily, she will every time.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. She could just be sitting on the couch, zoned in on a TV show.
But then you go to the bathroom.
And then, Daddy, what are you doing? Don't worry about it.
I'm releasing my hounds.
The demons are coming out.
Yeah, they want to tell you about their day when you're on the toilet.
Oh man, kids are great. You know, I mean, they're they're crazy. So y'all were saying about a year.
This is it.
I'd say on the
at
dating
least a
part,
good year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alan, you say you still won't.
Just deal with the stuff.
I've been with her since she was 14 and I was 15. I still won't do it. Not,
Wow.
unless I do it in my sleep or something, but no.
See, that's what I get accused of is in my sleep.
You sleep.
Yeah, when I'm sleeping, when I get accused of.
I'm not going to do it and she doesn't.
I ain't heard it yet. So I don't know
Well, don't
about like
let
the
her-
snoring. You know, I've not
You
heard
haven't
it yet.
heard it
I
yet,
ain't
have
heard it
you?
yet.
Yeah.
But you know,
Alan, put it on the poll. Ask the people.
How exactly do I word that? Justin?
When is it a good time to release the demons?
really, I'd
That's
say
how
when
you
you're
word it.
comfortable. When you're comfortable together, no matter what time.
How do you break that barrier the first time?
It's one of those
sit there and
things-
You know, you just gotta let it go.
Like for me, it's like one of those things. It's like, I mean, we've had some vulnerable moments with each other, but it's like that is like, ugh.
Do
Bart
you
said
say
first date.
excuse me afterwards? Oh, excuse me.
No, my
it's
kids
not
get
like
my
a
kids
burn,
get mad
you
if I
know.
don't say excuse me. Yeah.
So you don't look at them
have
and
to
go,
teach 'em
"You
right."
like that, didn't you?"
You like that.
Like,
the
so-
Kirk Cousins.
Like,
you like that.
I've not done it.
Don't give them the old Dutch oven.
I would say Bart would say the first date. When
I don't know about the first
go ahead,
date,
start it
but-
off right.
Yeah, I mean, might as well. If they leave you, they leave you. Then you don't have
Ought
to
to
worry
be
about
You
it.
know, right? You just know.
Yes,
It wasn't meant to be.
yeah.
That's funny. All right, so yeah, we'll get into some more of that. Put it on the poll. When is it okay to release the demons in
And
front
would
of your
you-
significant other?
Would you ask them to pull your finger?
When did you get to that point? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
here, pull
once
my
you get
finger.
I think in that point you're like been married for 50 years. Like, babe, just do it.
right.
You know what's happening.
I want to say something. I saw something kind of interesting. If you guys are in the market, I saw that today Spain is selling some tanks.
Tanks.
The military tanks. You can buy one for about
Somebody was
50
asking me
grand if you
about
want
that the
one.
other
So
day.
we need
Yeah,
the
you
tank.
can buy a tank for about 50 grand right now.
You know, 50
Hey.
grand is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but for a tank,
For a tank,
I mean,
that
come
seems like a
on.
pretty good deal. You
It
know?
I think
takes,
that's a
you know,
deal.
the concept of Nelon-Cole home defense
There
to
you
an
go.
entirely
There
new
you go.
level.
I mean, for the doomsday preppers out there, you can buy you a tank right now for 50 grand.
That's it.
guarantee you there's one being shipped to America right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Somebody's done bought one down in Utah.
They're
Tank's
being
probably-
built right here in Shelby.
Tank's probably
That's true.
The
Armor.
Ultra, yeah, whatever, yeah.
Ultra.
Yep.
Ultra, ain't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So So good stuff to get into, and then we'll continue talking about a lot of
when
more.
you go straight to strip, go straight to Ultra and see if we can get one for you.
Yep.
I bet we could.
Get one cheaper here, save on the shipping.
Exactly.
That's right. Bought and made in America.
$40,000.
That's awesome. All right, we'll get into more about when you can release the demons later on today.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
I know you can't wait. I know. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back. Keith, we're going to get into the moisture and waterproofing side of the business and get to know you a little better for people who don't know you out there. So we'll be right back on Mind Your Business Podcast. Stay with us. We'll be back with questions for Keith.
They're everywhere. Your yard, your kitchen, your bedroom. Invading your home and property, spreading disease, and destroying everything in their path. If you don't act, they'll multiply, crawling ever closer to you and your family. The only thing they fear is the web. Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control. Call today for their new service special and save $25. Bugs, beware of the web.
Welcome back to Mind Your Business Podcast. Thank you, Alan, for adjusting my camera. I appreciate that.
I wanted people to see you nice and close.
I know.
Every pore.
No, they don't want to see all of that. But
oh no, wrong shot. Sorry.
There we go. We're really good.
There we go.
we are so professional around here. This is the most professional podcast you'll ever be in part of right here.
That's right.
All right, so speaking of profession, speaking of professionalism and everything like that, let's get into the meat of the other side of Nelon-Cole. Not the termite, not the pest. Let's get into the water side, because water, Bart, is the second leading cause of damages.
Moisture and water.
Yep,
right.
we talked about the first.
And yeah, we talked about the first, termites, and now we're going to talk about the second leading cause, moisture and water, across the United States and homes. So, but before we do that, Keith, let's get to know you a little bit. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
What do you want to know?
Anything you want.
I didn't expect that.
So how long before you released the hounds?
Well, I'm about 6'4", 200 pounds. I guess I've been in this industry around 30 years now. Married, 6 children. So I mean, have to work a lot and raise kids,
Right.
and have a good time. Yeah, that's about it.
So when you got into the children making business, what? Just kidding. What happened when you was like, okay, we're gonna do one,
Well,
and we're gonna.
we really thought about, we needed more workers.
Yeah.
So we just make our own workforce. Right. It's getting harder and harder to find good employees. So we just figured we'd make our own.
You got a basketball team.
That's exactly right.
I about to say, Keith was thinking about the business long run instead of like most people say when they have many kids, they're like, oh, they got a whole softball team or whole football team.
That's
Keith's
right.
like, I got my business taken care of.
There you go.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go. Yeah.
That's awesome. So you've been doing it for about 30 years now.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What got you involved? Like, what made you want to be involved in not just moisture, but just starting Nelon-Cole as a whole?
Well, I guess me and Bart, we both grew up working in construction, landscaping, and we done waterproofing at that time when we was young in our teenage years. Landscaping, waterproofing foundation. Bart's uncle and my dad, they had their own business, construction, and we done a lot of foundation waterproofing, a lot of landscaping. Then actually my sister, my oldest sister, worked for a national pest control company, and she had told me I need to maybe come talk to them, try it out. So probably around 20 years old, started with a national company, worked with them for probably 8 to 9 years. Was a branch manager for 8 out of the 9 years I worked for them. Then was a branch manager for an independent company. And then me and Bart decided, really we knew kind of when we was a national company, we wanted to do our own thing, have our own business. And so we honored our non-compete we had with our national company. We went to Gaston County and worked for 3 years. And then we started kind of just me and him, decided to start Nelon-Cole.
Yeah.
And honestly, we started out of the basement of our home.
Yeah.
Started with me and him, and then I guess within the first year we might have brought in 1 or 2 employees.
Yep.
And about 6 months it was just me and him.
Yep.
Then we brought in another gentleman that had been working with us in the past, and we've grown from there. Started at the basement house, and now We have currently 3 locations, and one of the largest independent companies in North South Carolina.
You remember working out of the basement of the house?
Yeah,
That's when we hired you.
I was there. I was there. Yeah, I was there in the basement.
That's right. You know, we've just been, I'll be honest with you, me and Bart's been a vessel. I give God the credit. He's provided for us, took care of us, even when we didn't know where the next job was going to come from.
Yeah.
You know, we was taught by my dad and his uncle to always do honest, ethical work.
Yeah.
You know, leave the job better than you got there.
Right.
And we've always tried to do that. We tell our customers we ain't perfect. We make a mistake, we're going to make it right.
Yeah.
You know, but we just based her, like I said, God first. He's always took care of us and provided for us no matter what. And we just been the vessel and worked hard and honest and ethical, and it's paid off.
Yeah. I mean,
it's still hard work every day.
Right.
You know, it's something you have to, a lot of people don't realize as a business owner, especially small independent business owner, we're not a second or third generation company.
Yeah.
It's hard work, and this day and time it's a lot harder on small business. So one thing I will say is people support all your local businesses, you know, because that's who supports your local communities, your local schools, your churches. So stand behind your local companies.
You know, it's interesting that you say that, and I know we're getting a little off topic before we get into the actual moisture part of it, but you hear that all the time, support your local businesses.
Right.
Because when people need a fundraiser, right, or they need a sponsorship, where do they come? They don't go to the national companies.
No. Right.
No.
They don't go to that. They go to the small businesses.
Get anything, yeah.
So what's funny is, like, okay, you want to ask for the business,
but you don't want to give you.
But you want to give the business.
That's right.
So I scratch your back, you scratch my back, kind of thing.
Right.
And I think a lot of times people forget that, like
they do,
like because of the golf tournaments, like.
Yep.
Use us as or whatever the case may be. If you get a sponsorship from the Bulldog Quick Snack down here,
right,
go have lunch there every now and then. There's many times where like people will be asking for money, and I was like, I've never even met you. Like, who are you? You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Like I feel like a lot of people forget. Like, scratch your back, I scratch your. Scratch my back, I scratch your back, kind of thing.
Walmart's not sponsoring those shirts your kids' baseball team's wearing.
No,
exactly,
no.
Exactly.
Well, and your local companies are going to care.
Yeah.
They got to face you in the community.
Yeah.
You know, where your national companies, they're just looking at the dollar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can tell that in most all your chain restaurants compared to your local restaurants.
That's true.
You know, the quality of service, quality of food.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I mean, I was just talking about that on the last podcast. My cookie skillet.
That's right.
Chili's didn't even have it.
That's right.
But
National chain.
KFC didn't have chicken that one day. But you go to Bulldog Quick Snack or Snack Shop or one of those places, they're going to have
chicken.
They got chicken.
Chicken, by gosh.
And the shame part of it is your local independent companies are the ones that, and Americans don't, I don't see if they realize this, but we're the ones that's carrying this. I mean, we're the ones paying the taxes.
Yeah.
Your big national companies, a lot of times they get these big tax breaks and don't pay no taxes.
Yeah.
Where like us as independent companies, people don't realize, we're paying 37% straight to the government.
Yeah.
So the rest is to work with.
Right.
And it don't leave. I'll be honest with you. The longer we've been in business, our profit margins got less and less.
Yeah.
Because inflation, especially the last 3 or 4 years, has been terrible.
Right.
With inflation and everything else, and we try to be fair with our wages and pay our employees good because we want good employees, good quality employees.
Yeah.
And that's getting tougher and tougher.
Yeah. Because again, as far as this particular industry, they don't normally see. Now, I will say it's a little different with Nelon-Cole, and I'll be the first to say that. As far as like the ownership, getting out in the field, you and Bart are out in the field probably more than anybody else in the company, just to be quite honest with you. Yeah. And the fact is, like a lot of business, even small businesses, you don't see that. And it's a little different with Nelon-Cole because in this industry altogether, because the people who go out is the face of the company.
Right.
So we want to make sure that when we put someone in your house or under your house or whatever we're doing at your house, they're representing Nelon-Cole in the best light possible.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's hard to find these days.
Well, and one reason me and Bart's still out in the field is we enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's the part we enjoy the most. Being in the field, helping our customers, with our experience and knowledge, both of us 30 years, in my opinion, you just can't beat experience.
Yeah.
Would you rather have the doctor that's been doing surgery for 30 years, or would you rather have the guy straight out of medical school for surgery? I mean, honestly, who you going to pick?
Yeah.
You're going to pick the guy with 30 years experience.
Exactly.
Or the guy that just walked out of medical school.
Every time.
In my opinion, you can't beat experience in any profession.
Yeah.
A book can't teach you what real life and real situations are.
That's true.
So I really think that's why we enjoy helping more than anything, just helping our customers, and being out in the field. We feel like we're going to give them the most knowledge and give them the knowledge to make the best choice they can make for their home, and for their family.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of knowledge, Bart, let's get into the questions about the moisture and stuff.
Yeah. Keith, can you tell us a little bit about the effects of water and moisture on a home?
Well, water and moisture has a big effect on homes. Like we said earlier, termites are the number one leading cause of damage homes in the United States. Do more damage than anything homeowners insurance covers, natural disasters, anything. Number 2 is moisture and water. And they go hand in hand, really, because moisture and water is conducive to all wood-destroying insects.
Yeah.
Pretty much all wood-destroying insects have to have moisture and water to thrive on, especially in this region with subterranean termites. Their bodies are made up of 80% moisture. Powder post beetle, wood borers, wood-destroying insects, got to have moisture to thrive on. Ants, most of your general pests have to have moisture to thrive on. So if you got moisture and water, then you just made your house more attractive for all wood-destroying insects, for all pests in general.
Yeah.
And if you correct that moisture-water issues, then you made your house less attractive, and also the longevity of your home. And also you got a better home, better air quality, more energy efficient home, depending on what's done to the home as far as the moisture management goes. And that's what we always try to do when we go out to a house is give our customers options. Yes, we want to tell them what we recommend and our best option, but a lot of people can't afford the best option. So we give them other options that can handle the problem. You might not get the Cadillac, but you can get the Chevrolet.
Yeah. You might not get point A to point B and all the bells and whistles, but you're going to get the point A to point B.
That's right. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's another thing that sets Nelon-Cole apart. And I know this is a podcast talking about and fronting the business a little bit, but the one thing I've noticed, because we see other people, we have competitors. There's no secret there, but it's always like they give one.
Right.
This is it. This is what you have to do.
Right.
And that's not the case with moisture a lot of times.
Every house is different.
Yeah, there's
every
different
house
options.
That's it. A lot of people call because can you give us a price? You can't give a price until you go out and see the home, inspect the home, because every house is constructed differently.
Yeah.
And your neighbors could be right beside you and not have an issue that you have. Depending on how it's constructed, depending on the grade and the landscape, a lot of different issues. So that you're right there. You can definitely, we try to give options, to make it affordable to our customers.
Yeah.
Like I said, we'll start off maybe option 1 being the best option, 2 next best, and 3. Yeah. And I think that's really gone a long ways with us and our customers. Like I said, it's not in this industry, it's not a one-all fix all.
Yeah.
It's
just not.
It's not. And of course, everybody's got different opinions.
Yeah.
In the industry, but like I said, with our experience, we've learned a lot, not what to do. In our experience over the years, I feel like, we've got nothing but better and better every year.
Right.
And we've got. I think, in my opinion, one thing that sets us apart is because me and Bart are out in the field, and because I always believe it's in any leadership position that your leaders, you got to lead by example. I preach that, that to the managers,
absolutely,
and the supervisors, and we got to lead by example. If we're not working, then why is our employees going to work? Yeah. If they see us sitting on our tail doing nothing, then they think, well, I can sit here and do nothing.
Right.
That's not going to be a successful business, or the business is not going to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one thing I tell everybody. If we don't make a profit, we're not going to be in business.
I mean,
that's any business out there.
Yeah.
They got to make a profit to stay in business.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you want to stay humble, go out and crawl up underneath some houses every day.
Absolutely.
That'll keep you humble.
Yeah,
that's exactly right. You crawl.
I get this a lot, and I'm going to ask you this, Keith.
Okay.
What's the difference between moisture control and waterproofing?
Oh man, what a question!
Because we've all heard.
Oh my gosh, and they can't.
A lot of people can't understand it.
They can't understand. Right. So if you ever had that question,
right, this
is your time to listen.
That's it. Well, waterproofing or water intrusion in your home, basement, or crawl space it can cause moisture, but it's you have to go about it, approach it different to stop the water. If you stop the water, yes, it can help the moisture, but moisture and water is different. The biggest issue in moisture nowadays, and a lot of people don't realize, is our climate change. Research has proven this geographic region we're in that our relative humidity has increased 20-30% over the last decade. Well, that's caused a lot of issues in conventional crawl spaces. Yeah. When you're bringing hot, humid air from the outside into a crawl space and it meets cool air running through ducts returns, it's going to cause sweat and condensation. And a lot of the old traditional ways of stopping that don't work.
Yeah.
And even building code in North Carolina and South Carolina has not conformed to change it because it's more of a geographical region. Mountain region, the coastal regions don't have the humidity that we have in the metro Piedmont areas.
Right. Yeah.
But basically, moisture typically is the humidity in the air. And that causes a lot of problems in crawl spaces. You know? And even in basements. If you have a basement that, say you got a basement that's not heat and cool and you don't have air exchanges, you can have issues in your basement as well. But water, like I said, water intrusion, we hear this all the time, kind of make a joke out of it is, well, my crawl space only gets wet when it rains. Right. I mean, we understand that. But, it's not going to get rain it's not going to get wet if it's not raining.
Exactly.
But if water's coming in your foundation, it can cause a lot of issues. It can cause foundation issues. Basically, all your homes are either built with block, brick, mortar. Now you do have superior walls, but any kind of foundation on a home, whether it's crawl space or basement, when water is infiltrating that foundation, it's going to eventually cause damage to that foundation, and it can lead to structural damage, which will really get expensive to repair. Yeah. So our goal is to prevent that from happening. Right. Prevent customers from having structural damages. Yeah. And waterproofing. Now, like there again, when it comes to waterproofing and moisture management, we give different options and what's affordable. A lot of our competition is strictly on inside waterproofing, but true waterproofing, and anybody in the industry and anybody in building apartment would tell you the same thing, is stopping the water before it ever gets into your home. Right. Exterior. Yeah. It's like now it's building code in most counties. All foundations below grade have to be waterproofed. Yeah. With a drain tile around it. Right. And that's just changed. In a lot of counties, it's just happened in the last year or two. Wow. Every county in North Carolina, codes are different. Yeah. Even though there's a state code, but every county has their own ordinance. Yeah. And so some counties, it might not even be required, but most counties we deal with now, it is required for foundation waterproofing. Yeah. It's like termite treatment. Most counties require termite treatment, on the new construction home. And I recommend anybody building a home, treat it for termites. It's a very inexpensive cost to do to prevent the number one leading cause of damage your home. Yeah. And then, like I said, proper grade means a lot, and getting roof water away means a lot. So if you do them two and waterproof, then you shouldn't have any water issues. Yeah. That's one of the biggest things we see is houses constructed in proper grade, roof water not being exhausted away from the foundation, and all of it comes in the foundation. So them are key items, and you can do a lot of stuff if you build a home to prevent water. Yeah. But anything below grade, block and bricks, porous, water go right through it. Yep. So if you don't put a waterproofing compound, not a moisture blocking compound, that won't stop water. Yeah. A lot of people will use moisture wicking products that won't stop the water. You actually have to use a waterproofing compound to stop it from coming through the block and brick. Yeah. So water and moisture is crucial. I strongly recommend any homeowner to at least have their house checked annually for wood destroying insects, for moisture and water, because when we go out, we do an inspection, it's a rule of thumb, we always take moisture readings. Yeah. Because once the moisture in your wood gets 20% or greater, mold and mildew can start growing. It's got to have a source to grow. Yep. And moisture and water is your source. So if you got over moisture readings over 20%, then basically the mold spores in the air can attach to the wooden members, wooden materials, and start growing. Yeah. And there you go. You got another issue. It can cause health issues, and everybody's sensitivity level is different, but it affects people in a lot of ways. Yeah, I've been to so many houses, I'm sure you guys have too, where we start to talk to the customer after we've done the inspection, and the one question I always ask, have you had any allergy problems where you feel like you just have allergies all season long, like all year long? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, here's your issue. That's right. It's causing you to have these issues because of what you're breathing in. Right. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, it's about 60%, right, of what you breathe in your home comes from the crawl space. 67%. Yeah. Through the stack effect, you're breathing anything in your crawl space is mostly coming into your home. Yeah. That's your ducts, air exchanges. I mean, just think about that. If you're out there listening to this podcast, just think about that for a second. 60 to 70% of what's underneath your crawl space, you're breathing that in. Yeah, because you're forcing air through your ductwork, and your unit's underneath your house. Yeah. It's forcing all that air up into your living area. I just thought about this. How many times have you went underneath a crawl space and
You get underneath there, and it's there's been a cat or something underneath there. You smell it, you see it.
You get to smell it all day.
Yeah.
And when you crawl the house, it's with you all day.
And then you go up top and you talking to the customers like, I don't know why I'm staying sick. That's because you smelling cat urine year round. Like, you got to do something about this.
It's bacteria.
Like,
A lot of yes,
how?
Exactly. Yep.
So, oh man. So when you're talking about, you talked about a little bit about how you waterproof and how we waterproof here in Nelon-Cole. When you get into the actual moisture side of it, and you're talking about encapsulations and dehumidifications, the one question I always get is, why can't you just add more vents? That's somebody from Kaiser talking.
Add more.
Why can't you just add more vents? And why are you sealing off the vents? How is that going to help? Is that going to cause the problem to be worse? Blah, blah, blah. What would you say to those customers?
Well, honestly, like I said, 20, 30 years ago, that's what we done.
Yeah.
We got airflow. We added more airflow, whether it was adding vents to the foundation or whether it was adding power vents to pull air into the fan or fans or whatever to get airflow in the crawl space. And that worked for a long time until like I said, we had a climate change, with the humidity now in the Carolinas, what it is, it don't work. When you introduce more outside air into a crawl space, especially when it has a heat and air return in the crawl space and ducts in the crawl space, and you're running cool air through them in the summer and you got hot moist air meeting it, you're going to have sweat and condensation. All that's going to evaporate into the wood, elevate the moisture levels, allow mold meal to grow. Once the moisture gets over 28%, then you get wood decay and fungi to deteriorate the wood, and also you can end up getting a lot of dry rot. We face that a lot. We go to a house that's, say, saturated moisture. We fix the conditions, and a year later they got damages. Because now we've dried out the wood, and now the wood's become dry rotted. So we try to tell our customers, once you do this, you need to watch and monitor it, because you're more likely going to end up with some more damages.
Which is again why, just like with the termite side of it, we set up renewals.
That's right.
For us to come back out. Because the one thing people don't understand is that dehu is a mechanical device.
That's right.
Right?
Yep. About like termites, a living organism.
Yeah.
You want to check it, maintain it. A lot of things can change. Customers can alter the structure. They can remove the soil around the house that's treated for termites, which removes the barrier. That's why we definitely, and even the state strongly recommends an annual inspection. Same way with moisture, we recommend, because anytime you put a mechanical device in your home crawl space, any mechanical device has got to be serviced and maintained. It don't, like I said, and if you don't know if it's working and it ain't been checked in 4 or 5 years, you could even have a worse problem. If that dehumidifier stops working, because basically you get into a crawl space, there's different ways of controlling it. We like putting a dehumidifier because we don't like tapping into a customer's existing heat and air unit, because it wasn't designed to heat and cool the crawl space.
Right.
You can do concealed crawl spaces and actually introduce heat and air in the crawl space. But the problem with that is, if you have existing heat and air unit, it was designed and put in for the cubic square footage of your home, not your crawl space. So if you tap in that and say put an air inducer into it, and you put it in your crawl space, well, you just probably avoided your warranty. The heat and air company's not going to stand behind the warranty, because that it wasn't designed for your crawl space. So that's why we recommend most of the time on existing homes, especially, to either do dehumidification or encapsulation. And both of them will fix your problem. You just get more benefits out of encapsulation as you do dehumidification. Duke Energy, Department of Energy recognizes if you properly encapsulate a crawl space, they even send it out. I don't know if you ever remember getting your statements for Duke Energy, which show you how you compare to your neighbors.
Mine's the worst.
Mine's always the highest. I'm the highest in the neighborhood, I guess, because I got 5 people at home all the time or something. But either way, they even put that in there about, look at encapsulating your crawl space. Because then if you encapsulate your crawl space and seal it up and have a dehumidifier pulling the moisture out, you're not losing heat and air out your foundation. You're keeping it in the house.
Right.
That's where that energy efficient comes in. So I strongly recommend, if you can afford it, if you can financially afford encapsulation, that's the best way to go, in my opinion. Like I said, in my 30 plus years of doing this, that's the best thing I've seen that we do. Other than treating for termites and stuff and protecting home. And that's what I really enjoy doing, is helping customers protect their home, protect their family. Because I've got 6 children of my own, and I wouldn't want them breeding mold and mildew, and I'd want them to be in a safe environment. And I believe most parents feel the same way.
Absolutely.
And if you're going to, like I said, you're going to put this kind of money into your home, typically a home is your biggest investment you make in your life. That's what most people. So if you're going to put that kind of money, why not protect it? if you're going to pay for homeowners insurance,
Right.
you better off to get termite protection and moisture protection.
Yeah, for sure.
Really are, just based on the facts.
Yeah, no doubt.
Say somebody's getting water up underneath a crawl space home. I mean, what are some of the things they can do? Because we always say you got two options: either do it from the inside or from the outside.
That's correct.
So,
I mean, if they're getting water underneath the house, that crawl space home, I mean, we always like to start with your roof water. Make sure your gutters. Building code now, I believe, is they want the downspout that's exhausted away from the foundation at least 10 foot. And a lot of times I see a house being built and the downspouts are not exhausted. So if that is where the water's coming from, start with the downspouts. Get the downspouts away from the house. Sometimes you can do some grading and help prevent it. But there again, grading is not going to stop water from coming through the foundation. And that's where you got to waterproof the foundation to stop it. Grading is another option. Sometimes that can be a lot more expensive than waterproofing.
I was about to say, sometimes that is a lot more expensive.
yeah, and your grader's not going to give you a 20-year warranty.
No, they're not going to give
That's
you a
true,
warranty
too.
on it either.
Yeah. Talk about the roof water. That is, I don't want to say common, but I've seen it a lot on new built homes.
Right.
It's they did mine, and mine's a 1970-something house. Bart came out and told me the exact same thing. Get it out. They did that, and I've not had a flooded basement since.
Right.
So I was going to say, I went
perfect.
and did a WDR just recently, 2 weeks ago or so, on a brand new built home. Go in, it was just after it rained. There was some water, standing water right there. Had to make a note. But I knew exactly where it was coming from. It was because the downspout wasn't piped off.
Right.
They came back, did that, piped it off, went back after it rained again, dries the ball underneath.
It makes a world of difference.
It really does.
Yep.
And that's not always the case. It fixes it. Now,
Right.
sometimes it can, and that's where you hope and praying you got an honest, ethical company coming out there telling you the recommendations. Because, like I said, if the downspouts is what's causing the problem, start with that. If that don't fix it, then you can go to the next step. And that's what we always try to tell our customers. We can start here, fixing the downspouts, fix your water problem. Then we don't have to do a French drain or waterproof your foundation. But if it don't fix it, then we're going to go to the next step.
It's like build your own taco or burger. Like we can start here with your basic burger.
That's right, dude.
And then we can add and add. You want the
Add
fried
whatever
egg?
condiments you want with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if
Exactly
the burger
what
don't
Bart told
taste
me.
good, we'll put some cheese
Lettuce
on
and
it for you.
ketchup.
We'll add the bacon on it for you.
That's exactly right.
Fried egg. Have you heard about the donut, the burger? Have you?
Oh,
have y'all
here we
heard that
go.
yet?
The donut burger? No.
Yeah, so where they take like a donut and that's your bun.
Oh, God.
Like a glazed donut?
Yeah,
I don't know if that's good or not.
Slip through your fingers.
it's questionable. It's like putting pineapple on a pizza.
Everybody
I don't
likes
know.
a good donut, though.
They
It's
do.
hard to be.
Well,
The
how you feel about pineapple on pizza?
I like it myself.
Really?
I eat it on pizza.
I love
Really?
a white. Yeah.
Only with ham.
Yeah.
Pineapple and ham.
This man likes ham.
Of course.
Yes, yes.
Pleasant City has the Hawaiian. Is that what it's called? The Hawaiian?
Yeah, yeah.
I love
The
it.
Hawaiian.
That's what I normally get. Yeah.
I want some meat
Wow.
on it too, but
I like the Hawaiian.
pineapple on there. I'll eat
I like pineapple.
Of course, Bart wants the ham on there.
Yeah.
That's all
I
I like
does.
to eat.
Most of the time, Hawaiian comes with some ham on
It is.
Yep.
It is. Or Canadian bacon, one of the two.
Yep.
Yeah. So
and butter. Bart's got to have his butter.
I don't know about butter on pizza. Maybe garlic butter on the crust would be good. Yeah.
You would like it on your personal butter.
Oh, yeah, my personal butter. That's different. Yeah.
at his personal house,
On every level.
all 8 levels.
Oh, Lord.
Well, we talked a little bit about crawl space. What about basements? Because that's a whole different situation, isn't it? When you get water coming in the basement, what are some options on the basements?
Well, honestly, once a house is built, then you run into more difficulties. That's like I said, I recommend if you're going to build a basement home, definitely waterproof it. And like I said, look at the warranty you're getting with that estimate. Nobody in the industry can guarantee flood conditions. I mean, like I said, only God can stop that.
You might want to say that for the people in the back one more time.
Yeah, nobody can stop
Nobody.
flood condition. Nobody in the industry.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the good Lord above.
Yeah.
That's it. But anyway, waterproof, like I said, during construction time, if you're going to have a basement or crawl space, anything below grade needs to be waterproof, drain tile, get the water away. But once you built the house, then typically you're going to have a slab porch, you're going to have a garage. So you got all these obstacles that are along the hump that it's hard to properly waterproof it from the outside, but them being moved, we can get it extremely expensive.
Yeah.
So we give options on the interior. Basically, I'll be honest with you, it don't matter how it's done on the interior. It's not really true waterproofing. It's just water removal, but it will keep the basement dry.
Yeah.
No matter what company does it, you can do sub-sap drains. There's baseboard drains, different types of drains you do on the interior that are not as expensive as the outside. Because when you're doing on the outside, you basically got to get down below the footer. And if you ain't getting below the footer, you're wasting your time.
So you're talking about digging it up.
You have to dig that whole foundation up.
Backhoes.
Excavators.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking sometimes, you talk about a basement that's
sometimes 10 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can have, a typical basement, I think, has 8-9 foot ceilings.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're going to have to get below the footer. You're going to be about 10 foot on
Exactly.
most
That
basements.
kind of repair could run in well over $100 probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you could
can
definitely
get over $100.
Yeah.
You're looking over $100 here.
Yeah.
We tell our customers nothing wrong with getting estimates. Get you 2 or 3 estimates. I do if I have some work done, but don't go with the cheapest necessarily.
Right.
You get what you pay for in most cases. You're going to pay more for quality, and you want to. I always tell my customers, research your company, see how long they've been in business, see, check the reviews, check the Google reviews and see if they got any reviews. Ask for references.
Yeah.
We'll try to provide references, reviews, anything. Check and see if they're a member of the Better Business Bureau.
Yeah.
Because you're held to a little higher accountable if you are.
There's a lot of things you're mentioning all those things, and there's a lot of things that Nelon-Cole, if they would just ask, and I think we do a pretty good job of getting our credentials out there to people, but there's a lot of credentials that come with the name Nelon-Cole, just because of the standard that you guys have set for the business itself. I mean, a lot of references, a lot of Google reviews now coming in. I mean, I've seen a lot of them come in just recently, just talking about the work. And, one thing I get all the time, and I know you get all the time, is, man, you send a crew and they don't stop working until it's done.
They're not used to seeing people work.
Exactly.
That's sad. I hate to say it. They're used to seeing the truth. They're used to watching the state workers. Nine's watching and one's working, and they rotate every few hours. But we can't do that. We can't stay in business with it.
Yeah.
We have to work, to keep, especially to keep our prices affordable. We have to be productive. If we're not productive, then us or nobody's going to stay in business neither.
Going back to the basement, when we were talking about digging out, this is one thing that I've heard you guys, Bart, you two, preach all the time: the liability that's in it.
That's right. Yeah.
Not just for the homeowner. Because I mean they're trusting a company to take an excavator right near their house and dig, not cut lines and stuff like that. But the people who are actually in the trenches doing it, I think that just goes unnoticed a lot of times. We talked about this a little bit when we did the termite side of it. The guys that are actually doing the work, that muddy, nasty, hard.
Who's coming home with the
hard
dirty
work.
boots?
That's right.
That I think a lot of times they just need some credit. You know what I mean? Like they just need the credit because there's a lot of liability in that. When you got a man who's sitting in a 10-foot and that could collapse at any point in time.
Even with the OSHA regulations, you do step backs and all the safety precautions. You still, even if by law you always have to have utilities located, there's still a lot of stuff that's under the ground. You can't see it. You don't know what's there.
Right.
Even the homeowner, even the location companies can't find it.
Yeah.
So that's where you run into a lot of liability. And a lot of times till you dig it out, you don't know what shape that foundation is in either because you can't see it because it's covered up by the soil.
Right. Yeah.
But there is a lot of liability in it. That's why I'll be honest with you. Most of our competitors don't do much waterproofing from the exterior anymore, mainly for the liability.
So they're just strictly subslab.
Strictly from the inside, most of them. I've seen that in the last few years, just where fewer and fewer companies are doing it from the outside.
Which is interesting because if it's a finished basement, that subslab drain, if you're going to put back,
tear it apart,
it's going to be just as expensive. And if you're doing it from the outside, you're getting true waterproofing.
That's it. But the case is a lot of times, like I said, because of the expense from the outside, especially if the water's coming in on the carport or garage side, you can't get to that footer without taking that garage carport.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's a lot of times that's really the only option to have because of expense. And I always try to tell people that. If it was me, I try to look at it like if it was my home.
Yeah.
We want a dry basement. The basement's no good if it's wet.
Right.
So even if it's done from inside, and we keep it dry, they're happy.
Yeah.
Because now they can finish out the basement, live in the basement, but you can't live in the basement when it's wet.
Nope. That's
and
true.
Then you're going to end up with all your building material, everything getting wet, and mold mildew's going to grow from it.
Nope.
And like I said, mold mildew's got to have a source to grow.
Yeah.
And water, moisture, all that can be the source.
That's the source.
Yeah. You got to determine what's causing it to grow.
It happened to me. I'm telling you. We had inches of water in our basement. It was terrible.
Right.
More than once.
And Bart figured it out, didn't he?
Bart came. They did the drain. from downspouts and put in a sump pump, which I don't think has ever kicked on.
Yeah.
I haven't had ever any water in there.
That's a lot of people don't realize, and there's a lot of states is you have to have a sump pump in your basement, especially states below sea level.
Yeah.
They want to put homeowners insurance without a sump pump.
Oh, wow.
But Keith, going back to what you said about the times changing, when we bought the house, it was told us that it had never flooded.
Right.
And for years, it never did. And then it seemed like it did like 2 or 3 times within like a 2-year span.
Right.
Well, that's
It was
the
crazy.
thing.
Well, the weather's changing. We don't
Yep.
get these slow, steady rains like we used to. Now, when we get rain, we get downpours.
Heavy rain.
Heavy downpours. And that's another issue is the geographical region we're in is what kind of soil we're dealing with. It's clay soil.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't like sandy soil or loomy soil. It's not going to absorb the waters. You know, once the water table's full, hydrostatic pressure is going to find a place of resistance.
Yeah.
You know,
It's going to push the water up.
people don't realize how powerful water is. I mean, God said He won't destroy us again by water, but He done it once.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's how powerful water.
I mean, that's
is.
how powerful.
I mean, it really is.
Took out the
You
whole
know,
world.
It did,
Except
So,
the family. So, I mean, there you go.
Yeah.
I get this a lot, and we all do. People ask us about our products that we use, and they have a lot of questions about it. How important is it, and how much research goes into the products we choose to use on jobs?
Well, I believe you want to use the best product on the market. You know, we've always, set our standards high, and we want to give the best to our customers. Same way in termite and pest, we get the best products. Same way in waterproofing, we want to get the best products on the market that has been tested and proven. Because there's a lot of products in all industries, but there again, what works, what's been proven to work, and we want to use what's best on the market. And I think that's a big part of it is using the proper products. But in my opinion, I think the knowledge and the expertise is the number one, is the most important thing. Is who's doing it. Do they have the knowledge? I mean, you can't tell me somebody that's been in any industry for a year compared to somebody to 30 years has got more knowledge and experience.
Right.
I mean, so the knowledge and experience, we have crew leaders that have been doing this for 20 years and 30 years now.
Yeah.
And most of our crew leaders have 10 years more experience. We got competitors that ain't even been in business that long.
Correct.
Yep.
So that's, to me, the most crucial thing is, and in the training, we do continuous training. You know that here.
Yeah.
It's a monthly training.
Yeah.
We try to bring in vendors, try to get as much knowledge to our employees that we can. Because like I said, I've always said this, when you stop learning, you're dead.
Yeah.
I mean, I learn every day.
Yeah.
Even in 30 years of doing this, I still learn something new about every day.
Yeah.
And
that's the thing. Like, I think we talked a little bit about that, but every first of the month we have meetings, we have training sessions, and we go through this process of what can we do better.
That's exactly
and it's not just with a certain, it's the whole company. Like the managers have a meeting. I mean, we have our meeting coming up. I mean, well, what can we do better? How can we improve? And again, I think that goes into what should be your life every day. Like how can I be better than I was yesterday?
That's right.
Being a father, a husband, whatever the case may be, how can I be better than I was yesterday?
Right.
So, I think that's a great motto. How many houses do you think Nelon-Cole over the course of the business
Oh, Lord.
have done on waterproofing and moisture jobs?
Moisture and waterproofing, I don't know how many thousands, but it'd be up in the thousands.
Yes, thousands for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say you got to be pushing 10,000 or more.
I mean, when you do 10 or 12 a week,
Yeah, sometimes.
I mean, and that's just out of this office. I mean, one office. I mean, when you got 3 offices doing, I wouldn't even know.
So
yeah, that's.
I mean, we could easily do 1,000 in a year, no problem.
So when you think about that context, right? Like, you can't even put a number on it.
Right.
Been in business, what is this, going on 20 years, right?
Yep.
Did you two, I mean, you, let's just put it out there, you guys are the Nelon-Cole of the business.
What?
Don't tell anybody. Dang.
We try not to tell people that.
When did this happen?
Right. Did you envision that it would be what it is today?
I honestly believe me and Bart both did envision that.
Yeah.
We've always tried to be the best at anything we've done.
Yeah.
Because that's how we was raised.
Right.
Like I tell my children, I'll be proud of you no matter what, as long as you give your all and your best. That's all I can ask for.
Yeah.
Like I said, and we've always tried to be the best at everything we do. And I think that's made a big difference.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you got to take pride and care about what you're doing. You got to care about the customers, care about their home. You want to treat it like it was your own.
Yeah.
And we've always tried to do that.
Did you arm wrestle over the name? If Bart would have won, would it have been called Cole Nelon?
Yeah, we always tease Bart until we're going to call it Nelon. Our slogan's going our new slogan's going to be, we took the coal out of pest control. So, we always tease him that. No, really, we just liked it.
Well, it's got the ring to it.
Nelon-Cole,
control.
termite and pest control. It just had the ring to
Yeah.
it.
Control.
Yeah.
Nelon-Cole,
termite and pest
termite
control.
and pest control.
Nelon-Cole,
That's got a
moisture,
ring
water
to it.
control.
But if you bring in more names, it would start to sound like a law firm.
Exactly.
Cole, Martin.
Martin.
But hey, I'll tell you one thing: Martin is coming.
That's it.
Yeah,
We might have to add it to it.
You're going to make full partner, Justin.
I'm just kidding. Full partner. Full partner.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, honestly, we look at all of our employees. I mean, they're a partner of the business. They're a part of the business.
Yeah.
We don't look at any different. That, like I said, they're part. Everybody's important in our company, no matter who it is. Everything they do.
Alan, that's a question that I've been here going on 16 years.
We might
and
have
I've
to start
never
doing a little buy-in, maybe. You gotta have some skin in the game.
Yeah.
So
They
maybe
could
we
call
can,
them the Coal Patrol.
I guess we can start selling some shares of Nelon-Cole to our employees. Yeah, that might be a new. We might do
like
that.
it. But
Start
the
selling
question
shares
that
to employees.
you ask, I just thought it was like, because you guys are cousins, I was just like, okay, they started a business, let's just use the last name. I didn't think there was much thought that went into it. But obviously there were like,
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was arm wrestling.
Yeah.
how can this rhyme? Like, how can we make it like
I've had people
different?
ask me if we played golf for it. I mean,
That's so
all
funny.
But what biggest thing we get is a lot of people think Nealon's first name, Cole's last name.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of people think that's the first
Yeah,
name.
I go
speak
out to
to
houses a lot of times.
Nelon-Cole.
They'll say, "Hey, Nelon, how you doing?"
Yeah.
They'll think that's my first name, or they'll
Right.
think my dad's name is Nelon.
Right.
Yeah.
But we also said one time the most common mispronunciations like neon, coal.
Neon or Nelson.
Well, our slogan is, we don't care what you call us as long as you call us.
That's it.
You can call us anything as long as you call us.
What a slogan.
Exactly.
But
Then we get Nelson a lot. Nelson, Nelon.
So yeah, 16 years, Alan. I never put any more thought into that question.
Well, you got to think out of the box.
Yeah, well, I have a hard time doing that. Thanks, Alan. Jeez.
I mean,
But the
if
other
you,
thing-
if you shorten it and you say Nelon-Cole Pest Control, don't they have a nice
It
little ring
does.
to it?
I mean, it does.
Yeah.
And it's Nelon-Cole. It's not Nelon and Cole.
Correct.
That is the most.
Yeah,
you
they
get that
forget
all
the
time.
dash in between
Yeah, there's no
there.
dash,
There's no
not-
and
there's
symbol
not an
there.
and symbol.
No.
We're going back and just talking about what you guys envisioned when you started the company. I say this every Christmas party. I feel like I say the same thing, but it continues to blow my mind every year when we get to the Christmas party, because you look at it, and for me, it blows my mind. For you guys as the owners, and looking and just sitting back and filling up the hole where we do our Christmas party now. We're about to expand out of that now.
Right.
At the gingerbread house. It blows my mind to think that when I started, we were in the basement, and now we have all of these people that are doing all of these ins and outs jobs, making this thing run. And just seeing the expansion that has happened. I mean, that every year it blows my mind. So, I mean, to see that and to know that y'all had that in vision, it's really mind-boggling. Because to see it from the ground up, you know what I mean? Like, to be a part of that, I feel pretty special to see that happen. Right. I was just an employee here, but to see that happen.
Haven't made full partner.
I am not trying to get full partner.
We're gonna get him in on it.
We got 10 shares for sale. It's only $1 million a share.
Exactly.
Buy it in, Justin. Go ahead.
Yeah, right. But to see the growth, and to see the continued growth, it's not stopping. Right. By the way, if anybody wants to know out there, Nelon-Cole is still growing.
That's exactly right.
So it's just cool. It's cool to see. It really is.
Like I said, there again, I gotta give God the credit.
Yeah.
And offend somebody, I guess it offends them. It don't bother me. But anyway, he has been definitely the one that's provided for us and took care of us. And I think that is because we are an honest, ethical company. And that's, like I said, there's good and bad in all industries. And that's good and bad in the whole world. That's really the two choices we all have to make every day.
Yeah.
It's good or bad.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, as simple as that. And we elect to choose the good,
Yeah.
And it's harder to do that.
It's a lot. It's a lot harder. Exactly.
It really is.
Yeah.
So that's just really cool. Bart, you got anything else you want to talk about before we get to the rapid fire?
Yeah.
How long do you think it takes for a crew to get good at waterproofing? Because you mentioned, we got some good crews, got a lot of experience. Does that just come with experience, or does it just depend on the individual? Or
Yeah, a lot of it is the individual, but I think it takes, just like an instant, I've always told everybody, it takes a good year to really grasp everything.
Yeah.
So I think it takes a good year. And like I said, since we have such, like I said, good crew leaders that's got experience, they're able to teach it to the new guys.
they get that experience pretty quick when you do 1,000 jobs a year.
That's
dog.
exactly right. Yeah. So it don't take them long to pick up on it,
Yeah. And you say a good year, but but again, going back to what you said, it depends on the individual. They have to be willing to learn and get in there.
Well, and that's one thing I believe in. I can't teach you a work ethic.
Right.
Either you have it or you
don't. Yeah.
That was either installed into you by your parents or not.
Yeah.
And typically that's why I said our 90-day trial basis is if you don't have that work ethic, then probably not going to be here after 90 days.
Right.
Yeah. And
How many people work in that department right now, you think?
in Moisture Waterproofing Department, between all the branches, I'd say 30, some 40 employees.
So about a third of the company does nothing but moisture and water control.
Waterproof and repairs. Yeah. Because that's kind of goes hand in hand. Why we wanted to do the repairs is, we wanted to be able to fix the problem and then fix any damages that caused the problem.
Yeah.
Whatever the problem, like if the moisture water caused damage or termites caused damages, we won't be able to stop the termites or stop the moisture and water. And then if they did cause damages, fix the damages.
Fix
that way,
the cause and effect.
and there again, that way they're not having to deal with 3 or 4 different companies, one company to fix it. Because, like I said, our specialty is the crawl spaces, is the basements. We're not looking to remodel your home. Now, sometimes we do have to repair damages, have to go inside, take up the floors, and do that. But that's one thing I think it gives advantage over a lot of our competition. Like I said, is having an experienced general contractor on staff and having experience in the moisture waterproof termite like we have in this company. I mean, I'd say we have combined over 100-some years experience here at this company. Maybe more than that. Maybe 150.
Crazy?
I mean, I hate to say that because we've got a lot of, like you, a lot of people that's been here 10, 15, going on 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started when I was 20. I'm 36.
See,
now,
I started when I was 20.
Isn't that crazy? I mean,
and I'm only 25. So it's
there you
hard
go.
to
Wait a minute. There's something in this story. What was that about?
Exactly. 30 years? Where'd that come from? No, I'm sorry. I was 30.
The math's not math right now.
Exactly.
Is Nelon-Cole hiring, and what would a person have to do if they wanted a career in the waterproofing?
Fill out an application.
That's
Come
it.
talk to us. Come talk to us. If they're willing to work, they're honest and ethical, and yes, we always looking for employees. We always need help. So anybody that hears this is looking for a job that don't mind working, getting a little dirty every now and then. It's very rewarding. I mean, it's hard work, but very rewarding at the same time because, like I said, you're protecting customers' homes, you're protecting their families. And to me, that means a lot.
Yeah. So again, if you're out there and you're looking for a job, you have no excuse now. I mean, just come and put an application.
All you got to do is fill out an application.
Fill out an application and be willing to work.
Be willing to work. That's right.
That might be hard for a lot of people out there listening.
Well, maybe for half America it will.
Half America, yeah, for sure. Man, the knowledge again. I mean, you can just see the knowledge. You hear the knowledge.
Just hear the confidence of the knowledge coming out.
Yeah.
That's
good stuff.
Awesome.
That was good stuff. So we're going to have a little more fun with you before we let you go and get Mr. David Ramsey up in here. Talk about the repair side of it, leading into what you talked about, the crawl space, the damages. We're going to get our general contractor in here in just a minute and talk about the repair side. But we got some rapid fire when we come back from break for you, buddy.
Let's do it.
So we'll be right back on Mind Your Business podcast with Keith Nelon, the Nelon of the Cole. Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control, Moisture and Water and Repairs, all that good stuff. With Rapid Fire with Keith next. Stay with us.
They're everywhere. Your yard, your kitchen, your bedroom. Invading your home and property, spreading disease, and destroying everything in their path. If you don't act, they'll multiply, crawling ever closer to you and your family. The only thing they fear is the web. Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control. Call today for their new service special and save $25. Bugs, beware of the web.
Welcome back to Mind Your Business podcast. We are here with Keith Nelon right now. Been talking about some moisture, been talking about water, been how to fix it, What causes it other than rain?
What causes water?
I knew you were going to have a comment. That's why I try to get ahead of it.
Water. What causes it?
On the next podcast.
I swear, Alan, one day I'm going to come over there and it's going to be on camera and just well on your head.
It's when
We'll have a meteorologist come next.
two hydrogen atoms merge with an oxygen. And
There you go. Good old H2O. Oh, Waterboy. Speaking of Waterboy, did y'all see they're making a sequel to Happy Gilmore?
Really?
no.
Yes.
Bob Barker on it. Bob's dead. He's dead. He can't be on it. We need Bob. It just ain't the same without Bob on it.
He has been neutered.
Which who's the new what's
Drew
his-
Carey.
Drew
Drew
Carey.
Carey.
You got to have
That's-
him on
that's
there.
his
He's got to come on there, right?
Yeah, Happy's got to knock him out or something.
Oh, man, that is my yes. That's my favorite quote out of that movie. Go ahead and say it.
No,
price is wrong,
we're gonna
Bob.
we better not.
The price is wrong, Bob.
Yes, he
It
goes.
says the other. Yeah, he says another B word.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into rapid fire. Bart is like anxious over
He's
there. I
ready.
see
He's
him.
ready.
He's ready to
Yeah.
go.
He's ready to eat,
So
yeah.
Keith, this is how it works. Bart's going to ask you a question. You just answer it, and then
Okay.
Alan and I either make
just
fun
make
of you or
fun of
agree.
you.
All right.
One of those.
What if I say next? What if I pass? I can't pass.
Oh, you can't pass.
Nobody's
No pass.
ever passed.
Oh.
That is true. Nobody's even asked that
Yeah,
question.
See, I thought that you got a pass or two along the way.
No,
Okay,
no
anyway, we'll
pass.
try
You
it
can't
out.
Justin
phone a
talked about
friend.
passing earlier.
Yeah, he did talk about passing.
Yeah, it was-
Yeah, yep.
Here we go.
All right.
All right, Keith. If you were to work at the circus, would you rather be a lion tamer or a tightrope walker?
Wow.
Oh, I definitely want to be a lion tamer. Tightrope,
be
I could do it.
Especially
Yeah.
you're way up there.
I'd rather be under a cross
Tightrope.
space up on a rope.
Do you have a
Yeah.
fear of heights?
Not really a fear of heights, but
Yeah.
I'd rather be on the ground than there.
I get you. I get
'Cause
you.
if I fall, I know what's going to happen.
Right.
I feel like that was a softball question.
Softball question.
You say he's going to soft on me?
Yeah,
Is that what you're trying
we
to
had
say?
some real winners last time.
Okay. All right.
I feel
Yeah,
like
I think
they're
it's
going to get
getting- I think it's
Alan,
getting better.
Give Bart time. That's
Yeah, I
the
know.
first
He's
question.
warming me
It's a
up. He's
warm-up.
warming
It's a
me up.
Warming you up here.
Icebreaker.
What's the better reality TV show, Survivor or Naked and Afraid?
You know, I've never been a big Naked and Afraid fan. I'd say, and honestly, I'm not a big. When Survivor first came out,
when it first came out, it
first
was a lot
series.
better.
Now I don't. Think.
That's like 25
Nah,
years
I mean,
in
you
a
know,
row
it's-
of it.
When you think about Naked and
Yeah,
Afraid, though,
it's
like,
just-
can you get some better looking people on there?
Yeah,
I mean, if
you
you're
know.
going to be Naked and Afraid,
And I don't want
like,
my kids seeing these.
I mean,
naked
come
bucks
on,
running
right,
around.
naked-
You know
Was
what
that
I'm
the
saying?
Richard
Come on.
Hatch Survivor?
Yeah.
that was like the first Survivor. The
All
guy,
I remember was that old guy Rudy.
You know, like I said, I haven't watched neither one of them. I couldn't tell you. when.
Survivor is on like season 35. It's
Yeah, exactly.
ridiculous.
That's
Like,
crazy.
how much more can you survive? Okay, let's move on.
All right, better actor, Samuel Jackson or Wesley Snipes?
Better.
Oh God, I say Samuel Jackson's hand down. I like Wesley, but don't get me wrong. I like Wesley, but Samuel Jackson.
You know, they
by
did a
far.
breakdown on Samuel L. Jackson and how much money he makes and blah, blah, blah.
I mean, Other than White Man Can't Jump, what did Wesley Snipes play in?
Blade.
Blade.
Blade,
yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it.
Really, but look how many movies.
No, he was in that. Oh, gosh.
U.S. Marshals.
Yeah, that's it. That's
yeah.
the one I'm thinking of. Bart. Yeah, yeah.
Now Samuel L. Jackson, I might say Pulp Fiction was his.
Oh,
his-
oh, great
man, that
movie.
was
A lot of people
good.
don't know about
Yeah.
that movie.
Great
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
But the breakdown, going back to my breakdown, it was like he got paid like $1,000 per cuss word if you broke it down
Oh,
to
yeah.
his like
Really?
salary.
Snakes on a Plane.
Oh, my
that was
gosh.
the cussingest movie. That,
Oh,
He's got to get a good coat flap and a good cuss word in there. Like that's what he does.
Coat flap.
He does.
okay, better restaurant, Outback or Red Lobster?
Ooh.
My gosh.
Oh my goodness.
I guess it just depends on who's cooking that night. That's
Wesley
tough.
Snipes.
That's tough. I hate to say I'm probably had to go Outback. Probably had to
Oh,
go. I like a good steak. I mean, I
Yeah.
like seafood,
Right.
but I'm more of a steak and tater man.
I love the
mean,
Red Lobster cheddar biscuits.
Oh, the
my
Plus a
gosh.
blooming
You can't-
onion. I mean, you
you
get the
can't-
blooming onion. in
I'm
it.
going Red Lobster. I'm with Justin.
Yeah.
Better NFL quarterback, John Elway, Troy Aikman, or Cam Newton?
A triple.
Wow.
Oh Lord, the last one you could have left off of there.
A triple.
So who now? Troy Aikman or who?
John Elway.
You know, I'd have to go with Elway. I had to go with Elway on that one. I think Elway's a better quarterback.
He's
on
won
there.
2 Super Bowls. Aikman's won 3, but Elway had a longer career
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I think he's done more for their team.
I'm
And
disappointed.
Newton, I don't even know why you put him in there.
Just for joke.
For laughs and giggles.
He's in flag football.
Or for number 2s and giggles.
Now, if you was talking flag football, maybe Cam.
But his
Ain't
MVP
that what he's doing
season,
now?
he was absolutely dominant.
He had 1 year that he was dominant.
Well, I mean, I agree, but still,
What was that? His senior year at Auburn? I mean, that was his last time he was dominant.
And he lost to a quarterback. Now, Peyton Manning is a great
Did
quarterback.
Elway ever go 15-1?
The problem was Cam
with
stopped.
no receivers?
The difference in Cam was college, he wasn't afraid to run the ball. When he got to pro, he wouldn't run the ball. And he didn't have the arm. So.
Any Panther fan that will admit to this is Cam Newton got soft when he played in the Super Bowl, especially in the Super Bowl. There was a fumble that he could have recovered, and my man
We
backs
all
up.
know the play. We all
know. Okay, so there you go. There you go.
Stick with flag football. Cam.
Flag football.
Yeah.
Man, the Cam haters.
What's going on with his hair right now?
He's got a flag football team.
Oh, I know.
Big,
Yeah.
He's
With his huge hair.
exactly.
Okay, if you were single and could go on a date with a famous female beauty,
Oh Lord,
would it be Halle Berry or Jennifer Aniston?
Wow.
Halle Berry or Jennifer Aniston?
No ice
I mean,
spice
I'd
in this
definitely
one?
be my wife first. Neither
Yeah,
one.
safe.
Yeah, I got to say, if my wife was, I'd have to pick her first. But
What did you say if you were a single man?
if I was a single man, between the two, that's tough right there. This might blow your mind when I say this, but I probably have to say Halle Berry.
There you go.
I agree.
Halle Berry.
Catwoman.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
It's a tough one though. Jennifer Aniston is. I mean,
Yeah.
she's still looks the same as she did when she
does.
played in
She
Friends.
does.
It's unbelievable.
I'm going with her because we would be friends.
Have you?
Y'all would be friends.
Jennifer, I'll tell you one thing.
Now, Alan, I could actually see you on an episode of Friends. I believe you could fit
I don't know if that's a good thing or bad.
I think you could be friends with
Joey,
Joe.
No,
Chandler, or
no.
Ross.
No, I was thinking about what's the shorter one.
You talking about
No, I'm thinking about something. I'm thinking about another.
Are you thinking about
Friends,
Seinfeld?
Yeah, Chandler. I'd say he'd probably be friends with Chandler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alan and Chandler would get along good.
Jennifer Aniston. Have y'all seen the movie Just Go With It
just
I
go
haven't
with
with
seen
Adam Sandler in it?
No,
No,
just
not
skipped
yet.
Jennifer Aniston in that movie, you might change your mind.
really.
Yeah, she is smoking, and I'm sorry to who I'm dating. Right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Don't go-
Catwoman.
Yep.
Yeah, you might want to go home tonight.
Just go home past gas.
Yeah, just-
then you go out with your
There you
pals.
go.
Whatever, too.
Go ahead and break that wall down, Joe.
Okay.
Oh man!
If
Great
you were
stuff.
offered $50,000 cash to deliver a package, but you could not open the package or know what was inside it, would you do it?
It's like transporter.
Nah, ain't worth it for me. Not 50,000. No.
100,000.
$3 million.
You got to know. If first of all, if somebody's going to pay you that kind of money, what do you expect is going to be in there?
You expect it to be drugs, probably.
You don't know.
It's not worth it.
Okay.
Prison's not worth any amount of money to me. You know.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What if you just had to
point.
deliver it from Nelon-Cole down to Gardner?
I mean, if it's a football or basketball or something, yes. But no.
I got a shipment of heroin that's got to be at Webb Hall by noon.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Who would win in a battle royal fight to the death?
Jeez.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, Chuck Norris, or Ralph Macchio?
Who is Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I mean, that's a hands down. Steven Seagal. He's the man.
Steven was the first one out.
No.
Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid.
Oh, God. Steven
I am shocked.
Steven Seagal would whoop all three of them at the same time.
Who was the second one?
Who you saying he's going to beat?
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, Chuck Norris, or Ralph Macchio?
Van
Oh,
Damme
see, now you
would
stuck
be,
Chuck Norris in there. You didn't say it the
Chuck
first
Norris
time.
was in there first time.
Oh, come on.
Van Damme would beat
I didn't hear
everybody
Chuck
to a
Norris.
pulp.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
To a pulp.
No.
So you're going Chuck Norris now?
No, I still would say, I mean, honestly, Steven Seagal.
I mean, Chuck
Even now with his
Steven
with his
Seagal's like
big-
400 pounds.
He's still that's a bad man. I'm telling you. Yeah,
I'm putting the poll up, Justin.
Yeah.
put the poll up.
Do some research on that, and you'll change your mind.
Who would have thought this question would have set everybody against each other?
Chuck Norris has the jokes.
I like Chuck. Don't get me wrong, but Steven
Walker.
Steven Seagal. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, who was the best Batman? Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, or Michael Keaton?
Man, that's tough. I don't want to say Michael Keaton.
The classic.
Alan?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Michael Keaton.
I really liked Val Kilmer's, even though he only got one shot at it.
I'm Kristen Bell all day.
The new Batman.
I have to agree with Keith. I think Michael Keaton was the best Batman.
Wait, what about Robert Pattinson, the newest one?
I didn't
he
put
did
him
great
in there. I haven't seen that one yet.
He did really good.
He was a good Batman.
He was good.
But I'm more of a fan of the film of Christopher Nolan and the films.
They were good.
The Dark Knight,
Right.
You know, and Dark Knight Rises and all that stuff.
Right.
Especially the second one, The Dark Knight with the Joker, Heath Ledger.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome performance.
Okay, 2 fathers and 2 sons went fishing. 3 fish were caught, and they all caught a fish. How is this possible?
Oh my God.
2
Pass out the
fathers
pencils and the paper.
and 2 sons went
2
fishing.
fathers and 2 sons went fishing. 3 fish were caught, and they all caught a fish. How is that possible?
Because the 2 sons are his one father.
Wait a minute.
He's fathered to both of them.
So they're twins. I think Bart's confused.
That's probably possible.
But you said 2 fathers.
2 fathers and
But
2
he could
sons.
be, like I said, he could be fathers to
Oh,
both
I
of them.
know the answer.
2 fathers, 2 sons, 3 fish, but all of them caught a fish. How?
know
Alan,
the
tell us.
answer.
Okay, tell us.
All right.
It's a grandfather, a father, and a son.
There you
Hey, I
go.
got
There
it.
you go.
I
Yeah.
won the car.
There you go.
Wow, what?
You get the prize. You get the prize.
Alan coming out in left field.
Yep, he got it.
We got some nerd clusters in there for you, Alan. Waiting on.
Oh man, I need that.
Yeah.
I need
Nut cluster's good, though. Don't knock
Oh,
on
the nerd
I
clusters, they're
love
off the
them.
chain.
Oh,
They
my
are
gosh. I
great.
love those things.
My kids got me hooked on them. I'm
I
sorry.
just thought if there's only 3 fish, then there's only 3 people. There's no other way around it. How could it only be 3 people?
Correct.
And there you go.
So there
Would you
go.
rather pole vault over a river filled with crocodiles or run with the bulls in Barcelona?
I'd rather run with the Bulls in Barcelona.
I think that would be pretty fun.
I think that would be
actually.
pretty. I mean,
I
really
tell
it
you
would
what,
be.
that'd be a lot of adrenaline pumping.
would.
I mean, if we could
Yeah.
afford the Spain trip in high school, I would have went. and
That
ran
would
with
have
the
been
Bulls.
got
intense.
gored in the back.
We just
It's kind of-
Cord in the back.
yeah. Well, now in high school, our Spanish teacher took a group
group
every
to
year.
Spain, yeah.
Spain every year, and they ran with. They got to run with the Bulls too, didn't they?
if they wanted to.
They
yeah.
wanted, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Students?
Oh
If
yeah.
they wanted to.
You could
Yeah.
never do that now.
Not nowadays.
I bet
No.
say, and
No.
I guarantee there was not any waiver sign back then.
No.
No.
They're like, yeah, just go.
We're just a tougher.
Good luck.
We're just a tougher generation.
Gored in the back.
Tougher generation.
We can
Speak-
take getting gored in the back.
Speaking of that, if you had something to start bleeding, would you rather it be a nosebleed or a hemorrhoid?
Wow.
Oh God, a nosebleed all day long.
I think everybody.
Yeah, I think a nosebleed all day.
These are the
Oh,
questions
God.
I've been waiting for.
I don't want to be bleeding from that area.
Better comedian, Dave Chappelle or Jeff Foxworthy?
I had to go with Jeff Foxworthy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna.
Dave's pretty funny.
He
though.
is fun. I like Dave, but I'm just old country boy, and I like
Right.
Jeff. I like the.
Oh, Jeff.
Would you rather eat rabbit legs or frog legs?
Wow.
Definitely rabbit legs.
I agree.
Whoa.
Definitely rabbit legs.
You know, and that's one thing that gets me. Everybody's like, "Oh, it tastes like chicken." Well, if you want to eat something that tastes like chicken, why don't you just eat chicken?
Just eat chicken.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Just eat chicken. I've never had.
I
either
would
one.
just feel like I'm eating a cleaner animal. Like,
I agree.
just that frog. He's been in some dirty water. You know.
Well, we got into getting bit by cooters
Yeah,
last time.
Yeah, we did.
Cooter Davenport.
I ain't ate. I mean, I ain't ate frog legs since I was little. So, and I ain't ate rabbit since I was little. So, but I'm still going rabbit.
Keith has a point. I mean, that rabbit is a cleaner animal. I mean, the
Yeah.
frog pees on you, getting warts.
Exactly.
Okay. I mean,
I think
how
yeah.
skin though.
You know, rattlesnake ain't bad.
Rattlesnake.
Rattlesnake's not bad.
Which do you like better, Twinkies or Ding Dongs?
wow.
Oh, Lord, I definitely. I'm gonna have to go with Twinkies on that just because I don't want to hear the word ding dong.
Say ding dong.
I don't want to say I like ding dong.
Yeah, don't
Now you
I mean,
said
that
it.
might be most of this younger generation, but not this older generation.
I think I've got the next sound bite for the next one. I like ding dongs.
I like
That's
ding
all
dong.
I've got.
That's all you got.
Good
That's
stuff.
oh, man, what?
Good stuff.
Ended on a triangle.
We ended it on
I
the
hope I
ding
get
dong.
invited back sometime, guys.
Yeah, for
Enjoyed
sure. Ended it on the ding dong for you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Lord.
what we do. That's what
That
we
was
do.
great. That was a lot of good information.
A lot of
I'll
great
tell you what.
information.
Good stuff.
Rapid fire was fun. Do you have any jokes? So we end every podcast, or try to, every segment with our guest with a joke. Do you have any good ones?
Bart's got all the jokes.
He's been holding out on
I
us.
know he has. I'm trying to think.
I got one. A
This
10-year-old.
is kind of a
told me.
dirty joke.
Let's not get too dirty.
Let's
here
zoom
now.
in.
Zoom in.
What do roosters kiss hens with?
Oh God.
Their peckers.
That's a good one.
Oh Lord, we got to end on that.
That's a dad joke.
I mean,
We gotta end on that.
That is a dad joke. I mean,
I got to put the mature rating on it now.
Exactly,
no
yeah.
way.
We got to
For ding dongs and peckers.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
got- we got to
beep.
we got to hear a beep on them.
Well, we gotta
need a
do
beep
that.
on them.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
Why
man.
did David just leave?
He's gone. We got to get him back.
Get him
so we're
back.
going to
He's
take a
gone.
break, get David back in here. Keith, thank you for the information.
Enjoyed it.
It's been
Enjoyed it,
awesome,
guys.
man. Thanks you for having a little fun
Absolutely.
with us. We're going to take another quick break. We're going to get Keith out of here and get David in here. So stay with us because now we're going to get into how long it took David to wait before he took a number 2 in front of his wife. And we're also going to talk about cross space repairs. And he's our general contractor on staff, so you won't want to miss this. Stick with us. We'll be right back with the Mind Your Business podcast.
Attention home buyers. Call Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control before purchasing your new home to avoid getting stuck with extensive damage, typically not covered by homeowners insurance. Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control will inspect your home for prior or present wood-destroying insects and moisture. Call Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control today to schedule your free estimate at 1-800-7-THE-WEB and receive $25 off any new service from Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control.
Welcome back to Mind Your Business. I'm sorry.
We got nerds.
Look, when you brought me back up, the first thing I see is the nerd clusters that were talked about earlier in the segment with Keith. And it was just funny to see that just bag open up there.
We got the
we
nerds.
all have some. We're going to try some right now together. We got David here. How you doing, David?
Good. How are you?
Welcome to the show, man. Yeah. David is Alan, he's one of our loyal listeners. Like he
is.
listens to every podcast. And we appreciate that. And now
yeah.
you get to be a part of it.
Yep.
So now you get to listen to your
He
own
sends me a
self-talk.
text saying, "When's it going to be up?"
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so
I
now
like
you get to be you get to be a part of it. Now you get to listen to your own self-talk.
Yeah.
But that last one, he said, "You got to get rid of Justin. He's ruining the whole thing."
Wow.
No.
He said no. He said no. So does everybody have one? Does everyone have one to try? Oh, yeah, get one, David. We're going to try these right now. There was a lot of rave about them. So
Did they pay for this
Yeah.
product placement?
They did.
Yep. They paid us $10,000 to be in it.
Just to do this right here. Let's go. Chew it in the microphone and everything. Let everybody listen.
That's pretty good stuff. I got two that are stuck together. A double nerd.
I think I did too.
That's good stuff. You know, if you drink the Sun Drop, you'll explode.
I'm out. I need to start bringing two. I am straight out of my sun drop right now.
Dude, how much would you do this for? You were talking to the question about $50,000.
How much would I do this for?
How much would you do
We'll get
this for?
We'll get to the do-do in a
How much
second.
would you do this for?
Yeah.
You eat a whole sleeve of Mentos and then you drink a Coke.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
And can we do that on camera
Yeah.
next podcast?
We can try it.
Will you do it?
I don't know if Carla would like that
Chug
because
a
I might
Coke.
explode.
You couldn't just drink it. You'd have to chug.
Yes.
I wonder if anybody's ever actually tried that.
Probably.
On the next.
On the
Mind
next
Your
spot.
Business podcast.
Mind Your Business podcast.
And then
It's
eat a
gonna be-
whole pack of saltines without any water.
Oh, that was going to be the
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah, I was
We
gonna do that.
forgot.
You have to bring the
it's
sleeve
been-
next time.
Because it's been 3 months since we've done one. No, I'm just kidding. David,
Yes, sir.
you doing okay today?
Yeah.
Good. How long you been married?
What a heck of a question.
Are you interested?
25 years. It'll be
25
years.
years.
Holy moly.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you, buddy?
Oh, no.
It's-
You know.
Well, it's it's a little different situation. I've known my wife since I was in first grade. She was in kindergarten.
So you were cutting them in front
Yeah,
of first
yeah,
grade.
yeah.
I mean, so that's
I mean,
different.
my brother-in-law and I have been friends for a long time, and
Wow.
so we used to go on like family vacations together, and so it's a little bit different.
A little bit different.
So do you guys like light them in front of each other?
Yeah, it's like,
No,
what's
no,
this one, baby?
no.
Boy, the nerves are starting to kick in.
Yeah.
It's funny. So you've known your wife since you've been in first grade kindergarten.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. So that song, "Do You Love Me?" Check yes or no. That like reigns true in your
Yeah.
life.
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah.
chasing her around the merry-go-round. Now I'm
Yeah.
chasing her up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Right.
That's awesome. I didn't realize that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
We've been around a while.
Been around a while. So it doesn't even phase you now. I mean, it's not even like it's second nature now.
Yeah.
Like that's where I want to get.
Yeah,
that right there.
You got to take
Start
the
it off
first
tonight,
step.
Justin.
You got to start somewhere.
It might start tonight. I don't know.
You have the courage.
Hey, Bart,
Go
give
ahead.
him the old triple dog there.
Yeah. Eat some more nerds and
And sun drop. What did you have for dinner tonight? Nerd and sun drop, man. It's awesome.
David's going to have some explaining to. He's going to have to go home and tell his wife not to watch this one.
nah, we're good.
So, Davis, tell us a little bit about yourself. You got any children? Yes. Obviously, you just told us you're married.
Yeah, I have 3 children, 23, 22, and 18.
Wow, your kids. You're in the clear now. Then.
Yeah.
Clear.
Right. All 3 out of school, working. And it's not Ultra, by the way. It's Tag now.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
because my son is a welder there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So you could actually get a discount on a tank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get it
Nice.
for $25,000 instead of $50,000.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Or he could just build you one at the house.
There you go.
Time.
David can get it for a cost plus 10%.
Yeah.
Just go ahead and build that tank for me.
Yeah.
The problem is
awesome.
getting ammunition.
So your son's a welder there.
Yes.
What's you had 2 daughters or
2 daughters.
Okay. What do they do?
My oldest works for Premier Private Jets out of Florida. She's been in aviation for 5 years.
Wow.
Went to college for that.
Wow.
Is she a technician or?
She is a flight ops manager, flight ops operator, or she books rich people flights.
Wow.
Basically,
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
Okay.
she books flights for people.
Nice.
On private jets. And then my other daughter, she's a data manager at Crescent Middle School.
Okay.
And she's been married a little over a year. Well, going on 2 years. She lives in Gaffney. And that's
Good old Gaffney.
yeah,
Cheaper gas.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely cheaper gas.
So if you wanted to go wheels up, you just call your daughter.
Yeah. Well, I can't afford their flights.
Can't afford to.
No.
And your wife teaches at Springmore,
Yes. Yeah.
right?
She's been
Miss
teaching.
Ramsey.
Yeah.
Yeah, such a Carson.
Excellent guess.
Huh?
Excellent guess. It's Ramsey.
Right.
Yeah. She was my second grade teacher, I think.
She teaches second grade.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Bart is
pretty good.
far younger than
Yeah.
he looks.
Yeah.
Good teacher. Nothing but good things about Miss Ramsey over at Springmore. I mean, and she's so nice.
You got to have the patience of Job to do that. Job.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Like second grade, third grade,
Yep. Second
grade.
grade.
I mean, so you're starting to learn a little more. They're starting to get a little more attitude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's before the EOGs though, so
It's like the terrible twos of school.
it is.
So they don't do EOGs in second grade?
No, the EOGs don't start until third grade,
There we go.
and there's a lot of pressure on these kids in third grade to get high test scores. You know, it's almost ridiculous, but.
Yep.
We want to get into that. We're here to talk about repairs, right? We want to talk about school stuff. Bring your wife in, right?
Yeah.
We're here to talk about repairs. How long you been a contractor?
20 years.
20 years.
Yeah.
So again, talking about experience, Bart, right?
That's a lot of experience.
19 years. 19.
There's a lot of stuff that you've seen.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
sure.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, that gets you a lot of experience. Would you say what's been the best experience for you? Like just out in the field, like anything else? Learning the trade itself?
I mean, out in the field, hands on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way I learn.
Is it something that you knew that you wanted to do since you were little? Is it something that like your dad did it and now you're part of it, or this is something that you kind of learned and like, hey, I'm actually pretty good at this?
I took carpentry in high school.
Yeah.
Just been kind of hands on
Yeah.
all my life, and kind of went from there, basically.
How many people have you found that they're like, I can build anything, and then that's the interview process, right? They tell you all this stuff, and then you say, well, measure out 3 1/4, and they're like,
How do you read tape measure?
I can't even read a tape measure. I just do it by my eye, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I just eyeball it.
I eyeball everything.
Yeah,
I cut once and measure twice.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot like that.
I don't know what that accent was.
Y'all
Actually,
hitting us with the Lattimore accent.
I mean,
today.
I don't know if it's Lattimore. It might be getting.
Hey man, maybe try I got one.
It might go. We might be getting into West Virginia now. I don't know. I don't
possible.
know. It's getting crazy in here.
What are some of the difference between like an actual contractor and a handyman? Because you see that all the time. He's a good handyman. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
Great question.
the license is part of it. I mean, certain things, handyman can't go pull permits on certain
I got you.
jobs. A lot of handymen are really good, and they can do pretty much as the same stuff a
they
contractor
might have the same
does.
skill set. They don't have the same credentials.
Yeah. And
So they
there's
basically
some-
don't have the same liability either.
Right.
I was
right.
about to say
Yeah.
the very same
Yeah.
thing. What are the
Yeah.
liabilities? Yeah.
Don't have the same backing either. Like
Yeah.
where you have the license and that kind of
The
thing.
insurance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it difficult to get a license?
And I mean, the test is pretty tough.
I've heard that.
I take tests pretty well, but I bounced in there the first time thinking, I'll take this, and I thought I knew everything, and I was mistaken the first time. And,
Right.
I walked out. I was like, I might do something. I got to take a course or look at, read a little more, read up on it a little more, and was able to pass it the second time. But first time was tough. I thought I was prepared. Walked in. And the first couple of questions, I'm like, I don't even know what,
I mean, you see that look on your face.
Yeah,
You just go,
yeah, and a
On
lot
the
of,
way over
and
my
found out
head.
later, a lot of people are the same way. Some people go in, first time.
So
pass.
when you're talking about the test and stuff, do you remember like specific questions? Like what do they ask? Like how do you
I
measure
took
3 1/4?
Yeah, no.
I know.
There's a couple different ones you can take. You can take a residential only, or
Okay.
you can take a commercial, which includes like what that's what I did. I did the commercial, so I could do commercial work and residential work.
Do it all.
And that involved, like the residential test doesn't involve any concrete questions or anything. The commercial test does.
Oh wow.
And there's more questions on the commercial part than there is the residential part. But I was told back before I took it that, hey, just go ahead and take the commercial. That way if you ever want to do commercial work, you can.
So it essentially covers both.
It does.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and most of mine I've stayed residential for the most part, or I did, but I wanted to take where I could do both, so that's what I did.
What all does your license cover? I mean, does it cover like HVAC, electrical, plumbing?
No, a lot of people, a lot of people don't understand that. Basically, it gives me the general contracting license gives you the ability to hire subs to do like the HVAC and all that other stuff. And if, depending on the amount of work and the project cost, certain situations you have to be licensed, or you're supposed to be, to pull the proper permits to do the work. But it does not cover. No, the general contracting does not cover like electrical, HVAC, or plumbing. Those
Okay.
are totally separate licenses. And
But you do have license for all those. correct?
I'm licensed electrical and just got approved to sit for the test for HVAC.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's big.
yeah.
Excuse me there. I don't know what happened to my voice.
That nerves.
Wow.
Wow, that's fantastic, David.
You're doing better than me.
It's so great.
It's nervous. I'm nervous.
What is your current position at the company, and how long have you been with Nelon-Cole now?
I'm the general contractor and the electrical contractor, and tomorrow was my 2-year.
Nice. 2 years, man. It goes by quick,
April
doesn't
4th,
it?
yeah.
It does.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
So 2 years.
Yep.
You've been
Tomorrow.
here 2 years tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be April 4th if
Yeah.
somebody didn't hear you say that.
Yeah.
You said you're nervous right now? Why?
Oh, yeah.
Why are you
Yeah.
nervous?
I've never done anything like this before.
It's the lights.
Give
isn't
it more nerves.
It's different.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
It's the lights, isn't it?
Throw
Yeah.
them back
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
brother.
How has your role changed from being an independent contractor to becoming an employee of a Nelon-Cole company or a company?
Having help. I mean,
means
having
a lot, doesn't
help. Yeah, 'cause I was
Goes a long way.
basically a one-man show. I mean, I subbed out what I needed to, but I did everything else by myself. And
Wow, you worked your butt off.
yeah, and that's been hard. The first several months, I'm like,
You just want to say, get out of the way, let me do it.
I want to do it. I want to put my hands on it, and it was hard for me to step back and let other people do what I always did.
Right.
But you got to let other people do it sometime.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And you can't do everything. I mean, we got so many jobs going. I mean, we're fortunate to have other guys to help.
So what you're saying, Nelon-Cole doesn't hire a lot of subs. They do the work themselves.
Yeah, we do.
That means a lot.
That means a lot. Yeah, because again, people come here, they don't realize that, and then they start to learn that, and not only can we fix the termites, but we can fix what they did.
Right.
Yep.
Not only can we fix your moisture problem, but we can fix the damages that it caused. One-stop shop for all of that underneath the crawl space.
Yeah, we get that all the time. We're in Lowe's and different places picking up material, and they're looking at us like, what are y'all getting all that for? Y'all spray for bugs.
Yeah.
We're like, no, we're totally different department.
It's funny that they say that to you because you're literally wearing Nelon-Cole Repairs and Renovations, and
Right.
like, oh, you still just spraying for bugs.
Yeah.
It's like 3 companies rolled into one, really.
Right.
I mean, it is.
It really is.
Yep.
So,
Wait, and then according to our last guest, we're very soon going to have Nelon-Cole stocks and trading.
that is true. That is true.
I mean, it just keeps on growing.
We just keep going. What is the most important? You talked about a little bit about pulling permits. You touched on that a little bit. Why is that important?
Well,
Because I can tell you from my personal experience why that's important.
right. Oh, yeah. I mean, anybody that owns a home and say tries to sell one, and work has been done prior to selling it, and it was not permitted, they're like, it makes a red flag. And,
it makes it a lot more headache to include, not just a red flag, but include that square footage. Like you got to jump through some hoops,
right?
Which I was able to do, but it makes it a lot. If I would have just done that prior,
right,
then
it would already been on the
everything's easy and done.
The county, or city, whatever
So
you live.
If you hire a handyman and don't pull a permit, then that could come back to bite you.
And I mean,
especially if you sell your home,
and cost you a lot of lose you a lot of money. You know, if you've done 800 square foot addition renovation and it's not on the county's tax records or anything, you cannot count it.
Right.
They won't let you count it as square footage, which is going to increase the value of your home. So I think it's pretty important to try to go through the right steps, pull the permits, and just do it. I mean, it's a lot of people act like it's the end of the world to pull a permit, and there's a lot of work that goes into it.
So here's my brain working, David. If I want to build 1,000 square foot attachment on my home, I don't pull the permit, the county doesn't recognize it. Does that mean I'm not taxed for it as well?
They'll catch it at some point.
They're going to get their money one way or the other.
But if you go to sell, it's not recognized.
That's the problem that I ran into when I went to sell the house. My house, we had done all the total upstairs was completely unfinished. It was just attic space, and we added a bathroom, another living area, and another bedroom.
Nice.
All right, so we did all of that, but we had people come in. Now they were licensed. Like I had a licensed HVAC system people come in. I had a licensed plumber come in. Had all the licensed people do it, but none of it was pulled. I didn't pull any of the permits. So when I went to sell, I had to do all these hoops and jump through all this stuff just to make sure I could count that square footage. Because you're right.
Oh yeah, that's
it was going to
big money.
Change. I mean, we're talking about almost $100,000.
So it's not necessarily per se illegal to do that, but just not.
If you're going to live there forever, maybe.
Yeah.
But if you're ever going to sell it,
that's crazy. Wow.
You better permit it.
How about that?
Yeah.
But I mean, David, talking about the money, Alan. I'm like I said, it was going to cost. If I wouldn't have been able to get it signed off and added to the actual house itself, it was going to cost the sale price at least $100,000.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. It really is. But So, anybody listening, under the sound of our
Get
voices,
it done right the first time.
get your
Yeah.
permits. I mean,
Yeah,
pull them.
it's worth
the $500
Exactly.
about what
That's
it's
what
going
I
to
was
be.
gonna
It's
say.
about
Yeah.
to be $500. That's about what it costs. It's worth the $500 in the long run.
Oh yeah.
So,
Wow.
For sure.
get it done.
What a difference.
How do you deal with the unexpected things that might need repair and the additional charges that would be associated with those repairs? Say you're getting in a house and you come across something that was unforeseen. How do you address that situation?
You just have to go talk to the homeowner and tell them, say, hey, we found this that we were not expecting. And most of the time they're pretty easygoing about it and say, go ahead, I want it fixed right.
Right.
And then there's some situations where we're like, well, we can't go any farther unless you let us
make a
fix it.
decision.
Yeah, because
We gotta figure out.
Yeah, when the inspector comes to look at it to do the permit process on it, they're not going to let us fix something that is not up to code, I guess you'd say.
Right.
That if we found something like that, and we've ran into that a lot. But
So when you get to that point, and you said most of the time they're understanding,
oh yeah,
but then you have those ones.
oh yeah, yeah,
We all know the ones.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
You're just making stuff up. You're just trying to,
yeah. And I mean,
Yeah.
we're not.
How do you handle those customers? Like, what's the best tactic that you found?
I just keep talking. I just keep talking to them.
Power through it.
Yeah, power through it, and just keep talking. Try to, ease them down, because at first, they're really upset.
I think the biggest thing a lot of times that I found is I got to be careful how I word this, but they almost think they know more in the situation.
Oh yeah,
And they've never been underneath their house.
right.
And it's like they're trying to argue a point that they don't have any justification of arguing.
Right.
Because they've not even seen it.
Yep.
And then you got to, like you said, you got to kind of have to power through that and say, okay, Miss Jones or whoever, this is the truth. Why you got to make a comment about Miss Jones?
Miss Jones.
It's just a cut.
Poor Miss Jones.
Listen.
Mrs. Jones.
All the meetings and trainings that I've been a part of, Miss Jones has been through the ringer.
She's
Okay,
been in a lot of meetings.
Oh,
A lot
So
of
she's
topics.
the whipping boy. I
she's
guess.
Miss Jones has been in it for 16 years, at least as long as I've been here.
And there's a song about her husband by Counting Crows, Mr. Jones.
Well, that's what I was just
Yeah.
thinking, except I changed it
Yeah.
up. I didn't know if y'all recognized me by my great Barry White voice.
It's the best voice I've ever heard in Cleveland County, buddy. And that's saying a lot because you got to compete with my voice. So
No one can.
no one.
He's got pillow voice.
Pillow voice? What does that mean? A while ago, he had Mickey Mouse voice.
I did. Pillow
boys and
voice.
girls.
I don't know what Bart meant by pillow voice, but I think it means like I can put you asleep when my voice is so good.
But yeah, we'll go with that.
I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing.
Ladies.
What do you think, David? Good or
Ladies.
bad?
I don't know. I've never
David's
heard
not
that.
gonna
I've never heard of that before.
Ladies,
Pillow
it's
voice.
3 a.m. and I'm reaching out to you on your midnight song request.
Why did you have to say that when he was taking a sip? He about lost it all. He almost had to take a break
I'm
because
Justin Martin.
David about spit all over the microphones. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Jay Martin with you until 3 a.m.
A Gardner Web Radio.
WG, baby.
Yeah. 88.3. It's J Talk after midnight, baby.
And now for
It's
sports and
J-Talk
traffic,
and J
here's
Walk.
Justin.
Oh, that's great.
Does Nelon-Cole offer warranties and guarantees on workmanship material?
Yes. Pretty much North Carolina, you're required to warranty your work for 1 year after you do the job, basically. But we fix stuff that's 5, 6, 8 years down the road that we've
So a lot of
done.
companies wouldn't do that.
No.
It's just basically,
No.
that's all integrity. is
Yeah,
what you're saying.
exactly. Yeah, most of the time you have the year, and you just sorry, if it's a year and
So-
2 days, you're done.
So somebody calls us up in 5 years and we go out and look and think, well, we didn't maybe quite do that right. We'll go back and fix it.
Oh yeah, and we've done that several
Yeah.
times, and I mean that's how you keep customers.
Yep.
I think. I mean,
Yeah.
It is.
and they're going to tell more people about you.
Yeah, stand behind what you do.
Yeah.
Even if it's the warranty's gone, if it's something that, this is one thing again, I know this is the podcast where we're talking about Nelon-Cole and we're building the company up, but honestly, I don't think Nelon-Cole as a whole needs to be built up. I mean, I think people who know that have been around, that know Nelon-Cole, know at least at the foundation, we're going to stand behind our stuff.
Right.
So that's the one thing though. It can be if we are the ones who got there and messed up, we will make it right to the best of our ability.
Yep.
And we won't stop until the customer's happy.
Right.
Don't stop till you get enough.
That's right. That's right. So speaking of that, sorry, I just sniffed. Did a sniffle in the
It's okay,
mic.
Justin.
I'm not going to live that one down. But you've listened to all the podcasts, right?
Right.
So I said one time, David, one time. I was trying to say Twilight, and I said Twilight, and I've not lived it down yet.
No.
Now it's the Mickey Mouse voice.
Webster has Twilight now as an official slang word in the dictionary.
I hope they do.
What was the last one when he said that he had used Old Spice for a long life?
Yeah, my long life. Like I'm talking from the dead right now.
Bart said, "Did you use it till you died in the fiery plane crash?"
Yeah. Speaking of,
But, one thing that was interesting last podcast is when you were talking about the Tussie.
Oh my gosh!
I remember my
The
mom
Tussie.
used to use that Tussie, and she never would let Dad get the Tussie.
What is it?
it's deodorant,
is it
but we
deodorant?
gotta be very careful right
And
now.
Dad would always say, she thinks that Tussie's is a gold mine and I'm a claim jumper. So
Wait a minute. I suspect Bart is with some foul play.
no, I'm talking about the deodorant. that
It's the
said-
deodorant called Tussie. We talked about this in the last podcast. It's
Do
Tussie.
you wear Old Spice?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
That's the best answer David could have given.
What do you wear?
What kind of question is that?
It's a question.
That's not a question to ask a guest.
Listen, yes, it is.
What kind of deodorant do you wear?
Yes, it is. It's very important.
It's the gel type.
The gel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dries clear.
Gel type.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Gillette.
Yeah, it's clear.
Like
It's
speed stick,
clear.
maybe.
So anyway, back to Tussie.
I ain't seen these speed stick in a long time.
By Menon.
I mean, back to Tussie. We got on that subject last time because my dad wears Tussie because that's the only thing that he could wear that wouldn't break him out.
Right.
So it's
Break him out.
Yeah, like certain Old Spice breaks me out. Like the blue. I'm rashing up, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm rashing up.
I can't do the deodorant. It's got to be antiperspirant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I got to get the white stuff.
What is wrong with y'all's skin?
We're sensitive.
I don't know, but
I
it'll
have-
rash up.
It will rash up in a minute.
Red.
What do you wear, Alan?
Man, I don't sweat.
Oh my gosh.
Alan says the only thing.
No,
he
I
does is-
actually wear some stuff for deodorant. Some stuff that I found on Amazon called Bravo Sierra. It's a U.S. made, and a portion of it goes to the troops of each.
Oh, really?
It's
Oh, that's
really
nice.
good.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
It's called
cool.
Bravo Sierra.
I'm about to say you sound like Carla when she says, "I don't sweat." Like, what do you mean you don't sweat? Like, what are you even talking about right now?
No, I do. I definitely do.
I don't understand that. And she told me that one time. I'm like, shut up. It's like saying a girl don't fart.
Wait a minute.
Can I say that? I don't know.
Where's the bleep button?
Oh, come on.
No, that ain't it.
Come on.
You just
Yeah.
applauded him for saying that.
Thank you. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Thank
there we
you.
go.
All right. I guess we'll get off of Tussie and go back to the real question.
What was the point of that?
How are the projects supervised or overseen?
We're pretty much on the job every day with the guys that with the repair crew. Right now we have 2 pretty big jobs going on, and we're some of our guys are here, some of our guys are over here, but we pretty much keep in touch. During the day, what's going on. One of our guys sends pictures pretty frequently of what they're doing. We send pictures of what we're doing, just say, okay, we're doing, let everybody know what's going on. We go physically to every job, and we have to. I mean,
Right.
you want to make sure everything's being done right. But that's kind of the way we do.
That's smart to me because it seems like you got to protect people's homes, property while you're there. And speaking of that, I mean, what's the importance of a company having workman's comp and general liability insurance as compared to a handyman that does it?
Well, a lot of people won't hire you unless you have those. It just protects you and the customer for having both of those. The workman's comp, if something were to happen,
because if somebody got hurt, they could sue the homeowner,
right,
for doing work on their property,
right, and all that covers you in the case of that. So I mean, I think it's very important.
What do you do when you're on the job site? As far as what precautions do you take to protect the property at the actual home?
We do so many different jobs. I mean, most of the time, I mean, we try to put down, if we're in the house, we'll put down plastic or to protect the floors, and plastic their furniture if we're inside working. It's real dusty. A lot of it though is in a crawl space, so we don't really have to protect anything under there. We can beat and bang around as much as we need to, but other than that, that's about it. I mean,
is your favorite part going in and just demo and everything?
Yeah, demo day is pretty much everybody's favorite. Yeah,
it's a fun day.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, because I mean, it's just quick. It's instant gratification.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like go in there and take your frustration.
I mean, I know we don't do many remodels, but we have.
Yeah.
How many times have you just taken, like, you're doing a kitchen remodel or a bathroom, and you just take the sledgehammer right to that granite? Like,
oh yeah.
Boom! I mean, just get into it.
Several times.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Feel like a man. Just
Yeah.
Just,
next demo day, I want to go.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to go.
I got to work some
Sign
things
you
out.
up.
Company party.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to go.
Sounds good.
So that's awesome. How do you leave the job site?
We try to clean up every day, if that's what you're asking.
There was a joke there. I'm surprised Alan didn't say it.
Man.
How do you leave the job site? In a car?
Oh well.
I'm just kidding. Like,
I still can't
we try to.
Mouse voice.
Yeah, we try to make it livable each day when we leave. If we're, in the house working, especially, we try to put everything back.
So,
we've been told, man, y'all can't even tell y'all we're here.
Yeah,
you've cleaned up.
So you get
That's what you love to hear.
Yeah.
So when we're not going to ever get a call from mom saying, hey, my 2-year-old just picked up a drill.
Right.
Running around with it.
Shouldn't. Yeah.
You left all these nails in my yard.
Yeah. We try to.
It didn't necessarily David, but when they came out and did mine, they put the sump pump in and everything. I could have swore they mopped the floor and vacuumed it. I mean, it looked fantastic.
Wow.
Right.
Like, I need to have them over more often.
That's awesome. Well, David, that's pretty much the questions as far as the meat and the important stuff.
Okay.
Now we're going to get into the fun stuff.
All
right. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with rapid fire. So I don't know if you were sitting in the corner because we put you in the corner,
right,
for the first half of the show.
Yeah.
Why do we do that if we have two guests, Alan? Why do we put them in the corner in the dark and say, you just wait your turn?
I don't know. Last week,
It's kind of like putting them in the hole. It's like punishing them.
Yeah.
Last one, your guest tried to get away on you.
He did. I'm never forgiving Bradley for walking out
gone
in the middle of the show. He literally walked out in the middle of the show.
Right. Yeah, I saw.
Yeah. Well, of course you did. Of course you did. You watched every one of them. I appreciate that. Thank you for the support.
Yep.
But we'll be back with rapid fire. Bart asks the questions. You'll answer them. We'll make fun of you and have just a good old time to wrap this up, okay? So we'll be back with David Ramsey and Rapid Fire next on Mind Your Business Podcast. Stay tuned.
They're everywhere. Your yard, your kitchen, your bedroom. Invading your home and property, spreading disease, and destroying everything in their path. If you don't act, they'll multiply, crawling ever closer to you and your family. The only thing they fear is the web. Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control. Call today for their new service special and save $25. Bugs, beware of the web.
And we're back. It's the nerds, man. It's the nerd clusters, and we got a debate going on right now.
Debate.
We having a debate, Alan, and you're gonna have to put it on the poll.
Yes. We got a lot of stuff to put on the poll.
And can you please put it on the poll?
Gourd in the Back, which, by the way, sounds like a great heavy metal band name.
Gourd in
the Back.
Gourd in the back. Gourd in the back. I'm trying to rap it instead of heavy metal. I don't know what I'm doing right now. That's
What's the name of your band? Gourd in the Back.
Gourd in the back. Is the Nerd Gummy Clusters good or not?
Yes.
Bart says no. David says he'd rather have the gummy and the Nerd separate, but he's eating them still.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's awesome. I say yes. Alan, you say?
I think they're fantastic.
I say,
love
wow.
I say you put it on the poll and we let the poll to the side. Do you like the Nerd Gummy Clusters?
How about this? How about a Pop Rock gummy cluster? Huh?
Pop Rocks. Now that's a little different.
There we go.
It's popping in your mouth.
That's straight from the 80s for sure.
Y'all pooped on my whole fruit stripe gum thing, so there. How you like that? Pop Rocks.
There you go. You're back. You're back.
Fruit stripe gum. Nobody likes that.
Nobody. It lasts for 3 seconds.
It's the best.
It
3
was
seconds
delicious
of your life.
though when you first put
Oh my
it
gosh!
is.
Yeah.
There's so many jokes there, but I'm not going to get into them.
Okay.
Anyway, we've come to the part, David. Rapid fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not
so
looking
happy
forward
about
to it. He is. not.
He literally said off air, Alan. Did you hear what he said? He said, "I love watching them, but I don't like being a part of them." Now he's getting to do the rapid fire, which nobody likes because you have no idea where Bart's going to go, and then you get made fun of, which everybody loves that.
I really thought the other day about how many more of these we need before we can cut like a greatest hits or greatest moments
rapid
episode.
fire hits.
Yeah, greatest rapid fire hits.
We're getting close.
I think we just need a few more.
a few more. We're there.
You know, I've got so into this rapid fire. I'll be thinking of questions or something, and I'll have to write it down.
I
because
love it.
I'll come to the office like 2 or 3 days later. I'm like, man, what was I thinking about that? That'd been a great rapid fire question.
Bart's driving down 85. He
Stop
pulls
taking
over to
notes.
the side, gets out his phone, and like, okay, yes, that's great.
It's almost to that point.
That one with the snapping turtles,
awesome.
I think, is the best one that's been asked yet.
The cooter.
Yeah.
Rather have a cooter bite you or a piranha bite you.
Or the free range eel.
Yeah, electric eel.
All right, what do we got for us today for Mr. David on the rapid fire?
All right, we'll start you off. Better breakfast cereal, Fruit Loops or Frosted Flakes?
Ooh,
Easy one.
easy.
Fruit Loops.
Yes, that is the correct answer.
You know they got Fruit Loops with marshmallows in them now. They are delicious.
Hands down, the best Fruit Loop cereal there is.
Yeah.
If you're going to get Fruit Loops from now on, get them with the marshmallows.
Can we please get food in here for the next one?
They are.
That's what y'all
terrific.
said several times.
Yeah,
and it hasn't happened.
That.
I have nerd
Well, we do
clusters.
have nerds.
That was our food sponsor tonight.
I'm looking for like a tray of donuts or
I get it. But before you go to the next
Chicken
question,
wings.
have you ever tried Fruit Loops mixed with Frosted Flakes? Have you ever tried it?
No.
Don't knock it. I know a lot of people are looking at me right now and they're thinking, ugh! But I'm telling you, don't knock
happens
it.
when a lot of people look at it.
I've never even thought about that.
Me.
That was good. You needed that one. You deserved that one.
I'm up by one.
You are. But try it. Try it next time. Buy both of them. Mix them.
Who's the better rapper? LL
you go,
Cool
David.
J, Run DMC, or Lil Wayne?
What?
David's playing all
Well,
the
I mean,
songs in his mind
yeah.
right now. Okay, I can get down with that one. Yep.
LL Cool J.
There you go.
Old school.
Yeah.
Old school.
Well, that's the only ones I know.
There you go.
Old school.
Take a muscle bound man, put his face in the sand because I'm bad.
There you go.
right.
Wait a minute.
Right.
This does not sound like Gourd in the back.
Yeah.
I'm impressed that David finished that lyric for
Oh,
you.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That was.
That's awesome. Love it.
Better 3-point shooter, Larry Bird or Stephon Curry?
My gosh, what a
Oh, my.
question.
I'm going old school again.
Really?
Bird.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Y'all think Bird's really better shooter than Curry?
I don't know,
Come
man. I'm
on.
thinking of if a game's on the line, I'm down by 2, and I know we got to have a 3. Which one of those 2 do I want shooting it?
Are you kidding me?
I would probably pick Curry. I probably
Okay,
would.
good. I'm picking Curry.
It's close. I'm going to have to say Bird at this point. Now, if Curry plays another 5 years, I might would go in that direction. But right now,
He needs another 5 years to prove himself?
Curry can probably shoot 50% from behind half court.
I'm mad that Bart said, I'll give him another 5 years to prove himself.
He might grow into something.
Maybe. That's awesome.
He might
He's got
develop.
potential.
He's got potential. He's almost there.
Wait, you said you did say Seth Curry, right?
Yeah. Have you ever dined and dashed?
No.
Anyone? You have.
No, listen. I don't.
Wait a minute. There's a story.
Well, now
here.
there might be justification for it if it was terrible service and it's like 30 minutes where they brought you.
You still gotta pay.
I don't want to call it dine and dash because that's not what I did.
You left without paying.
But when I was in high school,
That's what it's called.
No, it's a little different. But when I was in high school, and I'm going to apologize to all my high school teachers right now. When I was in high school, I shut down. I just dropped my phone. Sorry. I shut down the whole Chick-fil-A operation. Like we used to get Chick-fil-A sandwiches.
What happened here?
Okay, but I needed some extra cash.
He not only didn't pay, he stole from the register.
Did. Listen, no. I would wear a big jacket, and I would put my little.
Hey, buddy, want some Chick-fil-A?
Have you told your
It would be a trench coat, and I would open it up, and they were selling them for like $3.50, and I was selling for $1.50. They were selling $2. I sold like 10 a day.
Wait a minute. How did you get them?
I put them in my trench coat.
Oh, I missed that. That part flew right over my head. So
I was back in my younger, dumber, trying to be cooler days.
Bart, is the chief of police still up here? We got his number. Anybody?
I owe Chick-fil-A a lot of
I think
money.
the statute of limitations.
Call
might be
him and
over on
have
that
Justin.
I've
cook
given
him.
them my money back for that, though. You know, with all the nuggets I buy.
What a story!
one. We need to talk more about that on the next podcast.
Unbelievable.
I shut the whole Chick-fil-A operation down. They stopped bringing them.
Well, it's funny you say that because
You got a similar
when
story?
I met Willie Robertson, he told the story about shutting down the school cantina that sold drinks and candy because he was selling candy at school. And he said that's how he got to be president of Duck Dynasty. His dad said, if you shut that candy store down at school, you're president of the business.
Wow.
I sold Ninja throwing stars in middle school
For $2 a piece.
Yeah, something
Man.
like that. Yeah.
I don't know why I told that story on live.
We all
Well, that's not really dining and dashing.
I mean, it's not, but I feel terrible now.
He stole the chicken sandwiches from him. It's insane.
I mean, I actually feel terrible. Like actually saying it out loud for our millions of viewers to see. I feel terrible.
It happens.
It happened.
It happens.
So how old were you, Justin? Were you, what, 27?
No, I was in high school. I was like 15. Old enough to know better, though, is what my mom would tell me.
If you went on an African safari hunting trip, would you rather shoot a baboon or a warthog? The baboons are ugly.
Don't take out the red butt.
No, you can't shoot the baboon, Dave.
Yeah, probably warthog. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, if you're going to eat what you shoot, I would say the warthog. I don't know if I'd want to eat a baboon.
No, you can't. You can't eat that red butt.
No.
Red butt.
Ain't that the baboon?
Yeah, they got big red butts.
Right?
They're too close to people. That
I just went to the zoo Monday. I think I know my animals. Okay.
They're ferocious. They'll kill you.
I know my animals. I went to the biggest zoo I've ever been to, the North Carolina Zoo. Anybody ever been to that one?
I think it is the largest zoo.
Is it?
Like
In the world?
Isn't it the largest? Isn't it the largest zoo in the I mean, certainly
North
South.
Carolina has the largest zoo in the world?
Not
In
I don't
Asheboro?
think in the world, but it's enormous.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It is huge.
It is.
It took us 5 hours to walk through this thing.
Oh, crap.
I want to say it's the biggest like preserve or zoo or whatever in North America. I may be totally wrong on that. Somebody's
crazy.
Somebody's going to call me out for sure.
Put it on the poll.
Put it
It's
on the
big.
poll. Is it big? Yes.
What's the best Tom Cruise movie? Top Gun, A Few Good Men, Jerry Maguire, or Rain Man?
Some good choices there.
Yeah, it is.
Rain Man.
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Few good men.
Yeah. You can handle the truth.
Let's say Top Gun.
Classic. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Top Gun.
It's good.
How old is that movie now? It's still got to be in the top 10 greatest movies of all times. I mean,
No. Nobody's putting Top Gun in their top 10 movies of all time.
What?
what?
Really? No?
You're seriously putting a Tony Scott movie in the top 10 movies of all time.
All right, we
I
gotta
have
do
to say, yeah.
from the next podcast. I need your top 10 movies then of all time. Did you like the sequel? Have you seen the sequel?
Yeah,
Maverick.
I have. Yeah, I liked it.
I don't know which one was better, truthfully. Maverick had a lot more action.
That's
but
true.
Top Gun probably had a better plot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, would you rather own a jet ski or a four-wheeler?
4-wheeler.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Would you rather play a game of chess or a game of backgammon?
What?
I don't know how to
backgammon?
play either one.
Well, David, you got to pick.
Would you rather learn to play chess or backgammon?
Probably chess.
Okay.
What? Please. What is backgammon? What is that? I've never heard of that.
It's the dice. You got like big, well, they kind of look like dice, but they're flat.
But don't you? Yeah, you play
They
them
got
with
numbers
with
on
them. No, wait a minute. I thought backgammon had the big long lines on the board.
Okay.
That
so
is backgammon.
yeah.
What is that? That's dominoes. Like the
Dominoes is fun.
Yeah.
Domino's pizza.
Okay. Which has what Bart mentioned earlier, garlic crust.
Yep.
Oh no, we lost the camera.
Who did we lose?
We lost the overhead camera. All right.
All right.
So there we are.
Okay. If you could smuggle something into the United States besides drugs,
Wow.
we know that'd be your first choice.
Our sandwiches from Chick-fil-A.
Would it be weapons, alcohol, jewelry, or consumer electronics?
You're on the spot, David. He's thinking about this one too hard.
It's like I want to smuggle them all in.
I
Yeah,
want to get them all.
jewelry.
Yeah. It's
Jewelry.
good call.
That's
Yeah.
a good one there.
Definitely good call.
What would you smuggle, Alan? Weapons, alcohol, or electronics? That's
Electronics,
obvious
yeah.
choice
Yeah.
for you.
I'd just stick it in the house and play with it.
If you could start a collection of something, would it be most likely to collect coins, puppets, steins, or Pokemon trading cards?
Wow.
Coins.
Steins.
Steins.
What's Steins?
Like
beer
steins.
Oh, yeah.
Coins.
You got coins?
That'd probably be
Yeah.
the most valuable thing
Yeah.
to collect.
Yeah.
Did y'all collect all the states and on the quarters?
No.
I
Did y'all fill up
started
your little
and
map?
Didn't make it.
Yeah,
I never finished the map either.
Yeah.
I never finished, Jim.
I wonder what the hardest state was to get.
I can't remember.
Probably it had to be like one of the Dakotas. Had to be. Nobody talks
The
about them.
Dakotas.
South Dakota, North Dakota. Nobody ever talks about those states.
That's where Mount Rushmore is.
Well, that's the only thing they got.
They have Crazy Horse, the Black Hills, and the
Caitlin
Badlands.
Would you rather go up in a hot air balloon or down in a submarine?
Hot air balloon.
Or a submarine to go see the Titanic.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, hold on. I misunderstood that question for a second. I thought you said, would you rather grow up?
Oh,
Hot air balloon or down in a submarine?
go up or go down in something.
How does he grow up in a hot air balloon?
You have to live your life.
My
as
man's
a
gonna
gunman.
like snatch the birds out of the air and cook them right there on the fire that's keeping up that balloon. Like, how is that happening?
That would be
Oh
tough.
my gosh.
Okay, now, before I tell you this, both of these are real.
Oh my God.
If you could give back to a charity, which one would it be?
Oh gosh.
The Give Back Yoga Foundation for prison yoga,
Oh wow.
or the Critter Connection for rescuing guinea pigs?
It's the best question we've ever had.
And both of these are real charities, actually, believe it or not.
Prison yoga.
I'll go
Prison Yoga Foundation.
So David's going to donate the one. He's going to get a tax deduction, but he's got to put it on his tax.
These guys in prison got to get flexible.
Gotta get flexible. Got
They
to.
have got to control their anger. Get flexible.
I can see the audit happening now. As it says here, Mr. Ramsey, you donated $100 to prison yoga.
Prison yoga. Tell us
You
about that.
donated $200 to save a guinea pig.
Yeah.
He's not giving the answer yet, though.
Guinea pigs.
Guinea
He's gonna
pigs.
save guinea pigs.
Save the guinea
Save
pigs.
the animals.
Save the pigs.
Yeah.
What is the tastier nut, pistachio or cashew?
Cashew.
Wow.
For me.
Wow.
Alan?
No, I'll go with the cashew too. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go cashier.
You got to
as
work
well.
for pistachios. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
out.
Too much work. It's like crab legs. Get out of here with that.
Name 2 foods that start with the letter Q.
Q.
I know one.
2 foods that start with the letter Q.
Oh gosh.
That's a great question.
There's only about 4 altogether.
Quesadilla. Isn't that
Quesadilla.
That's a good one.
Here's one. Yes.
That's
another
a good
one with a cute?
Get him some credit. I didn't even think of that.
Great.
That's awesome. Any more?
I have a hint.
Hint?
It contains cheese. Well, so does the quesadilla.
Yeah, no good hint.
I'm at a
Queso
loss.
dip? Does that count?
No,
Quiche.
That's mine,
quiche.
Bart.
'Cause
Quiche.
most people-
Quail. And quail.
Oh yeah.
There's your
I
three
wouldn't have
big
guessed
ones.
quail. I was
Yeah.
thinking of a
Quiche?
dish.
Or you could say quail eggs. I mean,
So
there's-
quiche starts with a Q?
yes.
I thought it started with a K.
It does not.
Sorry, guys.
If you were to do one of these activities, which you would consider to be dangerous to you
Prison
and the
yoga.
ones around you,
There it is.
roller skating or snow skiing,
Dangerous to me.
and the people around you, which would be more dangerous for you, snow skiing or roller skating?
Roller skating, I guess.
You fall down, take a few out.
Yeah, take a few out. Yeah. Yeah.
But now if you're snow skiing, I remember in high school, people used to go snow skiing all the time. They'd come back broke legs.
Oh, yeah.
broke arms. I thought, frig that snow skiing. That's
going
what
so much
I'm going to go do.
You're going
Look,
down the side of a mountain.
Look, about a few years ago, I went ice skating, and I didn't take anybody out. I took myself out. I tripped. I couldn't hold my balance anyway. You got to have strong ankles or something. My ankles were not having it. But I fell, and when I fell forward, and because I didn't want to bump my head, but I wound up bumping my whole face, and I sliced my eyebrow right here completely open. You probably can't tell it now, but because the doctor who stitched me back up, I was like, "Are you almost done?" He's like, "I only got one stitch in." I'm like, "My God, man, how long is it going to take?" And he's like, "Well, you want your eyebrow to look good, or you want to look crooked?" I'm like, "Okay, I get it. Whatever. Go ahead and do your thing." But I sliced it all open. Alan, you said something, and we'll wrap everything up. But you said something about I can give you a hint. That reminded me.
Yeah.
Monday too, when we went to the zoo. Before we went to the zoo, we went to the zoo on Tuesday. Monday night, we did a breakout room. Have y'all ever did one of those?
Escape room. Yeah,
Escape
yeah.
rooms?
No, I have not.
Yeah, those
but I
things
do
are
like
fun.
the shows, the TVs.
Yeah. So
What?
I've never done one either, and we did one. It was like the submarine, talking about submarines, and we were trapped in the submarine. We was losing oxygen. You have an hour to try to figure it out, right? And we're trying to figure it out.
Those are tough, aren't they?
Yes, it was hard. We didn't make it. We all died. Okay. So I don't know how I'm here talking to you right now from the great beyond, but it was funny because they give you. We had unlimited hints, right? So we had to ask for hints and
Unlimited?
which was crazy. I thought you only get 3.
Yeah, that's right.
But this was unlimited. So we got unlimited hints and every 20 minutes. But I was getting frustrated because I'm I don't want a hint. Let's figure this crap out, but it didn't happen, and then we died. So I should have been more.
Where was the one you went to?
Ashboro.
Oh, yeah, I hadn't been there yet.
Yeah. That's where the zoo is. The biggest zoo apparently in the United States.
The Ashboro Zoo, yeah.
Ashboro Zoo.
Well, let's just go ahead and call it. It's the biggest zoo in the entire world.
Entire world.
There is no zoo bigger.
Don't argue with me. I walked it.
The Ashboro Zoo is literally bigger than Kenya.
and they're actually making an Asia part of the zoo. They have Africa, North America, but they're building. And I think it's going to be open in 2026. Asia.
Have panda bears.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
And
And
wonton.
koala bears.
But what's funny is there was in the room that we were in, the breakout room, there was another room, and nobody decided to push the door open to see there's a whole another room and it had all our other hints that we could
That's right.
figured it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Carla was over there the whole time, so it's her fault that we died, not mine. So
That's all I've got for rapid fire.
rapid fire is over. David, how did you enjoy it being on the show instead of just
a little
watching?
more nerve wracking. Everybody's gonna make fun of my voice cracking and everything, but
No, Justin
I didn't hear
was
any
the one
voice
whose
cracking,
cracked.
really.
The only voice cracking in this show, buddy, is mine.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah. My
So
kids-
you
my
heard
kids-
me end it with Keith, right? A joke. You got a joke for us, or no? You good? You just ready to get out of here?
I'm good to stay, but I'm not. I don't have a.
You don't
joke.
have a joke. Bart, you got another joke?
Do I have another joke?
Because that earlier one was a triumph.
It was a good one.
Well, we're talking about construction. So,
Oh, Lord, here we go.
I do have a little joke.
Little joke.
Joe Biden had to have the fence fixed at the White House. So he called out 3 contractors to be politically correct.
Yeah.
He called one out from Tennessee, one from Minnesota,
Yeah.
and one from New York.
I love this. I love where this is going.
Not going to end well.
So the one from Tennessee comes out. He looks, he figures, he measures. He goes tells Joe, it'll be $700.
Joe.
Hey, Joe.
The one from Minnesota comes out. He looks, he measures. He goes tells Joe, $900. The one from New York comes out. He just walks up to Joe and looks and he says, $2,000. And Joe says, $2,000? Well, you didn't look, you didn't measure anything? He said, don't have to. Joe said, how you figure that? He said, 1,000 for you, 1,000 for me. We'll hire that guy from Tennessee to do the fence.
Oh, man.
He said, you got the job.
You got
Man.
the job. That is great.
What did Joe Biden have to do with that?
It was the White House
political.
fence, man.
Political,
It's a political correct. That's what we try to do on this podcast, Alan.
You learn something every day. I learn
Every
something
day.
every day.
David, did you have we didn't do our closing remarks with Keith. Did you have a blast?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We didn't do it.
Did you have a blast?
you know
was-
he had
he-
a blast.
He was ready to go.
Yeah, he was blasting off.
He was out. He was out. Gone.
Peace.
I'm out. I'm out.
He's got to go make lunches.
He got gored in the
6
back.
kids, you know.
Lunches.
Uncrustable.
Everybody,
Best
oh man,
friend.
way to go right there. Speaking of that, and they sold Uncrustables at the zoo. I mean, that zoo had everything.
Peanut butter and jelly.
Yes, had it all.
Has anybody done that at the fair yet? Like a deep fried Uncrustable?
No, I haven't tried that.
You know, the thing I don't like about the Uncrustables is the jelly to peanut butter ratio is a little
It's off.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
it
Wait
is
a minute.
off.
In
It
what
is off.
way? You
There's
want more
not
jelly or
enough
more?
jelly? Not
There's
enough
not
jelly.
enough jelly in the
No,
Uncrustable.
no.
Dude,
Yeah.
you got to have the right amount of
It's-
jelly.
No,
the
you
peanut
got to
butter.
have more peanut butter.
No way.
I mean, it's got to be even, in my opinion. You got to have equal parts.
I'm going to be weird anyway because everybody says I'm weird. I'd rather have strawberry. I don't think they make a jelly, a strawberry jelly. It's
Preserves.
jam. I'd rather have that than over grape jelly.
But they've got them with strawberry.
They do.
Yeah,
they
they
do.
do.
Yeah, I know. But I'd rather have that than, and most people look at me like I'm weird for many reasons.
It's only one or the
But
other.
that's-
It's
that's
either
one.
strawberry or grape. There's no other choices.
It's
for
that
me.
weird eyebrow. That's why they're looking at you that way. That scar.
Is it, like if you look close, you can see the scar, but you know, you got to be like in my face. And if you're in my face, you're either kissing me or we're fighting. One of those.
That's good to know.
Good
Good to know what our options are.
Can we do both?
we cannot do both. I'm just breaking it down for you so you know. Anybody who wants to get in my face,
We either kissing or we fighting. That's it's your choice.
It's your choice. I hope you make the right one. David, did you have fun?
Yeah.
Lord help.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta get out of here. We're getting a little crazy. It's because we did it on a Wednesday night instead
The
of Thursday.
nerds are catching up to us.
Yes, they are. Bart, did you have a blast?
It was good.
It was good. Alan,
Yes. A true blast.
all right. I'm gonna close.
MRUSE.
Oh, welcome to the clubhouse. Oh,
The clubhouse.
Did you ever watch that?
Where's
I watched
Donald?
that.
Yes.
Alan had to watch it.
heck yeah. Well, I mean, back when we were growing up, you picked up 3 channels.
Yeah,
You watch what's on.
It wasn't a choice. It's just
Yeah.
Did you? Here's one for Bart going way back. Did your parents ever make you sit and watch either A, Lawrence Welk, or B, Hee Haw?
I've
you ever have
watched
to
a
watch
ton of Hee Haw.
No Lawrence Welk.
Not much.
Oh, my
But
gosh, I
Hee
had to
Haw
do
was
that,
a
too.
staple, and you just didn't have an option. You were watching Hee Haw.
There were no options.
Right.
Y'all taking it way
And the
back
best
from me.
part was, and she was gone.
And she was, yeah.
You know, that's the part I always waited for. I thought that part was great.
You
but
mad another and
You
Yeah.
were gone.
here you go.
Where are you tonight?
Why did you leave me here all alone?
Everybody looking at me right now. I have no idea what they're talking
A
about.
lot of people
so.
watching this will know
Yeah,
if you're over 45.
yeah.
Well, there you go. I'm not. I'm close. Actually, I'm 9 years away. So
It was almost like the Saturday Night Live of country music.
It was
something.
it would never fly now. It was very redneck, backwoods, hillbilly stereotype. I started to say prototype. Stereotype.
yeah. Well, I'm going to wrap it up now.
If you like the Duke of Hazzard, you'd like Hee Haw.
The Duke of Hazzard.
It was the Duke. Back then, it was the Duke. Then they became the Dukes.
Is that like the King of Queens?
It's just like Uncle Jesse by himself. He was the Duke.
The Prince of Bel Air. The Duke of
We
Hazzard.
love the Duke. I mean, everybody loves the Duke. Some people don't do it in front of their significant other for a year. Some people do it. It's been doing it since kindergarten.
Yeah.
Some people have still yet to do it. That would be me.
Bo was killed in a tragic accident with General Lee. That leaves Luke as the only Duke of Hazzard.
Only Duke there is.
Instead of Daisy Dukes, it's Daisy Duke.
Daisy Duke.
Look at that girl with the Daisy Duke on.
That ain't never good if she's got the Daisy Duke.
Oh my
That means ooh, she needs to change her.
Daisy Duke.
You got the Daisy Duke on tonight.
Not good. Not good.
Please, for the love of Pete Sampras, wrap this up.
All right, we're going. If please continue to support us. We promise not to take such a long hiatus this time. We will be back better than ever. We'll be back. I don't know if we'll be better.
No matter when you're watching this.
No matter when you're watching this, morning, afternoon, twilight, in twilight, however you want to say that. We thank you and we appreciate it. We'll be back next time on Mind Your Business Podcast. Until then, be safe, treat everybody good, please, and have a great evening, night, day, twilight, whatever you're watching this. See you later on Mind Your Business Podcast.